what are the most hot selling takes that you have observed? People are yet confused. उस बाइक में सीसी ज्यादा है कि उसका परफॉर्मेंस
Correct.
ज्यादा होगा.
तो रॉकेट को देख के लोग रॉकेट ऐसा इट्स अ बिग ह्यूमंगस 2500 सीसी इंजन. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हेन दे आस्क इज लाइक 200 300 जाती होगी ना ऐसा. एंड आई वाज लाइक नो आई मीन यस इट डज.
This is not a Hayabusa.
बॉस क्या स्ट्रेटजी है यार. यू गिव द बाइक टू कटरीना कैफ एट दैट पॉइंट एंड आई वाज लाइक यार ये
And
हो गया.
surprise that has 400cc segment reached to its peak, and if yes, then what's next coming?
बेसिकली मोटरसाइकिलिंग क्या है, एक इंट्रोडक्शन और फर्स्ट 2-3 चैप्टर हार्ली ने लिखे. हार्ली मेड देयर एंट्री इन इंडिया. They opened the first 7 stores in which Ahmedabad was one of the location, and that probably triggered the superbike scene. You can't replicate what what Kawasaki has done with the H2. It is so unique. There is a term called controlled aggression. Every time you ride that bike, you feel you've reached the limit in the throttle, but you've not.
Even I know that Daytona
Correct.
is unmatchable in
Very
its
true.
segment. But I have heard from the people when they are new to the Daytona, तो उस time पे भी even after riding the motorcycle, their hand will be like shaking.
Yes.
What is future of the EVU? So hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our show TFT, The Flying Talks. By this show, we want to bring the most experienced personalities from the superbike industry, जिनसे आपको बहुत सारी बातें, किस्से और ऐसी टेक्निकल चीज़ें जानने को मिलेंगी जो शायद आपने अब तक सुनी भी नहीं होंगी. एंड आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, मैं खुद तो उनको बरसों से जानता ही हूँ, बट ही इज़ वन ऑफ द पर्सनालिटी हु हैज़ बिन डोमिनेटिंग द सुपरबाइक इंडस्ट्री. और उनका खुद का नाम तो विराज है ही, बट ही हिमसेल्फ हैज़ बिन holding a Viraj position in the superbike industry. So keep watching our show till the very end. So I would like to welcome Mr. Viraj.
Thank you, Daria. Thanks
So-
for having me.
Thank you very much. So कैसे हैं आप विराज जी?
I'm good.
Okay. And how is your journey going on? And we'll like to give you a chance या फिर a time to introduce yourself towards the to the audience, जिसके थ्रू उन्हें पता चले that what your experience has been and what your story has been,
Yes.
right? So that will make them much more comfortable and much more it will make sure कि उन्हें quality information मिले.
Absolutely. So, started my career 14-15 years ago,
Okay.
and it started with 4 wheels.
Okay.
After some time, I got bored of it, so I tried कि चलो let's कुछ और experiment कर लेते हैं. तो I went up to my boss and told him कि सर अब काम नहीं करना है. I want to do something else. I want to try my hand at the superbike scene that was upcoming and getting really hot.
To get much more adrenaline.
Absolutely. And I decided to join an American brand. Worked there for about 2 years. Then I joined another motorcycling company. Worked there for about 4 years, and then again I worked for another brand for another 2 years. About total about 6-7 years of experience.
So can you please tell us which brands were?
Yes. So I started off my career with Harley Davidson because at that time that was the superbike,
The big company selling
the big
superbikes.
bike, yeah.
Big bike company.
And then I moved to something which was more which again had a very nice diverse lineup, which was Kawasaki.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
worked there for about 4 years, and
We know each other
yeah, we know
since
that
Kawasaki.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And then I moved to Triumph, which again has a very diverse lineup.
Absolutely.
So both my current and my previous companies had a different collection of motorcycles that was had catered different kind of customers through both these brands. Yeah, that's about it. Still working with Triumph, and yeah, I let's
Going
see.
with the flow.
Yeah, going with the flow. Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. So, starting with the a bit of technical questions. Uh, what is the common mentality that you might have observed in the superbike industry? जो अपन स्मार्ट सीसी सेगमेंट कहते हैं या फिर एंट्री लेवल सेगमेंट कहते हैं,
Hmm.
between that and big bike owners or buyers, right? So what is that
Correct.
common mentality that hits even if it is a small bike or it is a big bike?
So there I'll take you back to 2011, 2012, where Harley made their entry in India.
India.
They opened the first 7 stores, in which Ahmedabad was one of the locations.
Probably Harley Davidson was the first brand coming to
Yes,
India with their
yes, yes, yes,
superbikes.
yes. The entire range, and for the first seven in the first seven dealerships,
Hmm.
surprisingly, Ahmedabad made it to the list,
Hmm.
and they opened up a brilliant store in Ahmedabad,
Hmm.
and that probably triggered the superbike scene,
Hmm.
because A, I want to buy a superbike, B, I don't know where to go.
Right.
So that was a dilemma back in 2010, 2011.
Absolutely.
And then you have a store which like
Yeah.
selling, like it got everything, like right from your gears to accessories to
Everything.
the different kind of motorcycles that Harley used to offer, and it had the works, and and it came with a culture.
Yeah.
It came with a
Absolutely.
brilliant culture, that the hog culture,
Hmm.
where everybody used to ride on Sundays, go on longer trips,
Hmm.
do different cross country riding.
Hmm.
So that really triggered. So then that was an era where not we didn't have any of the it's either the bikes were about 200, 180 cc
Yeah.
motorcycles, that was regular commuter class,
Yes.
or fir it was a bigger bikes where it was 900 cc, 750 cc, or
Hmm.
even that to if we look at the big twins of Harley,
Hmm.
it was 1700 cc, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
So there was no mid segment. So
Hmm.
either you're a commuter class or you're a super biker.
Yeah. Either that way or either this way.
Either that was, but as and when time moved ahead, as and
Hmm.
when the culture developed, the entry of different motorcycling motorcycle brand coming into our city.
Hmm.
I think Triumph made it next. Then Ducati came up with the store.
Yes.
Then Kawasaki made it to
Hmm.
Ahmedabad.
Hmm.
So as and when time went by,
Hmm.
there was a lot of options
Hmm.
that got available,
Hmm.
and with options, engine options got available.
Absolutely.
So
Just a
yeah,
small question. Sorry to interrupt. Uh, as far as I remember, after just right after Harley Davidson, I guess Ducati was the second brand to enter the
yes,
superbike industry
yes,
in India.
correct. It did. Earlier, they struggled with the correct you know correct throttling dealer,
Hmm.
but I think that they managed to find one, and
Hmm.
they managed to get someone in the right place of town, and
Hmm.
then that had a lot of interests, because they were the a if you talk about Ducati, they make one of the most beautiful looking motorcycles,
Absolutely.
and it's a looker. You can't just like miss
Take
out.
your eyes
Yeah, you
from
can't
that.
just
Yeah.
if you look at it,
Hmm.
uh, the 899, or even the current ones,
Uh, I like the
848 Evo.
848 Evo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that yeah,
I also like Hyper Motorrad. I
yes,
also, in fact, I have driven many of the Ducatis,
right,
right?
right.
And like every motorcycle rider, has this thinking, कि इसके बाद क्या?
What next?
What next? Exactly.
Yes.
So even in my next motorcycle list, even if there are 3 to 4 motorcycles, obviously, because you have driven so much motorcycles, and if you have like मैंने इतनी सारी बाइक्स चलाई हैं, मुझे इतना एक्सपीरियंस है, तो आई नो कि मुझे क्या फिजिबल होगा.
करेक्ट.
एंड आई एम nowhere ashamed of saying कि after quarter cc I don't want to jump into directly 1000,
Absolutely.
right? Because
Absolutely.
even if you know, right, कि that is not the correct step.
So actually, if you look at it back then, that was the thing, because
So even my favorite is the Scrambler. So after this, like I'm
yeah. So
on
but
one
still, the
of
Scrambler
them
used
is,
to
yeah,
so
Scrambler.
still the Scrambler used to come with
Hmm.
about a 900 or an 848 cc or
Hmm.
about 900 cc
Hmm.
motorcycle.
Hmm.
So there was this gap,
Hmm.
okay, and that gap uh, was prominent. Was
Hmm.
prominent for because I had a 250 cc or a 200 cc motorcycle,
Hmm.
which is fairly decently powered.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I want to move to a bigger brand, or I want to move to a bigger engine,
Hmm.
but then I don't have that stepping stone of a mid segment
Hmm.
motorcycle.
Hmm.
Uh, it was not always depended upon the cc, because I remember Triumph had their 675.
Hmm.
That was a monster of a motorcycle. That
Daytona
was something. Yeah, the
675.
Daytona, even the Street Triple 675. Those were even
I
though yeah, the CCs chota tha, itna 3 cylinder,
exactly.
very small engines, but they were monsters. They were like really tough to ride. It really challenged you as a rider, as you
Exactly.
needed a certain skill set.
Exactly. So let me just stop you here and tell you कि the next three motorcycles which I'm looking forward ke after quarter cc segment, because I have driven big monsters,
Right.
even that I'm in this industry since long, right? So I have driven different motorcycles. I have driven 1000 cc motorcycle. Above that, even I have owned 48 for a year or something. So Daytona, ZX6R, and Ducati Scrambler 800. I know Ducati Scrambler 800 might sound, something different than
Hmm.
Daytona and ZX6R, but these three are, in my top next
List.
list
Yeah.
motorcycles. And Daytona is such a brilliant motorcycle, right?
Yes.
Like I never got this opportunity of riding a Daytona. Yet I have ridden the Street Triple for a while, and it was pretty good motorcycle. But as far as the power and performance thing concerns,
Correct.
even
Correct.
and even I know that
Correct.
Daytona is unmatchable
Correct.
in its
Very true.
segment,
Very
right?
true.
But I have heard from the people कि भाई एक टाइम आप 1000 cc चला लोगे, but the people who are riding 1000 cc even since a long duration of time, उनको जब आप फर्स्ट टाइम डेटोना दोगे या फिर सेकंड थर्ड टाइम भी जब आप डेटोना, like when they are new to the Daytona, तो उस टाइम पे भी even after riding the motorcycle their hand will be like shaking.
Yes. Yes.
So
So I'll tell you why. Now, uh, as I said, there was no transition. There
yeah.
was a transition from either somebody moving from a Charisma or
Hmm.
a Royal Enfield, because
Yeah.
the 350 cc was dominated from
Even उस टाइम पे
that.
200 cc and
Correct.
quarter liter cc
Yeah,
segment were
were there, but it wasn't. People would. It was not the option for a
hmm.
person, like like I want to buy this, or I would for various reasons, where the dealerships are not or even the manufacturers not drilling in that direction, that no, you need to sell these bikes also along with the other bikes that are available, like
Hmm.
for example Honda CBR 250.
Hmm.
It's a very nice motorcycle, but didn't work because
Didn't work.
the manufacturer was, it was like नहीं यार, it is just a bike, but ये बेचो तुम, ये ज्यादा चल रहा है, ये whatever, so and so forth. But ठीक है, the so when we see move ahead in time now, so 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2014 is what,
Hmm.
where Triumph made their store
Hmm.
at Ahmedabad, and
even KTM was
KTM
slightly
was there.
huh,
KTM actually
2012 or 2013 I
yes,
guess they
2012,
entered into
2013 they
the
entered the
Indian
market,
market.
and it created a really nice buzz.
Hmm.
I'll come to KTM in a bit.
Yeah,
uh,
for sure. Triumph first.
Triumph came, and it had a great lineup. Like
Hmm.
you had classic motorcycles, you had
Absolutely.
naked motorcycles, you had a fate motorcycle, which was the the mid segment superbike for
Superbike.
the masses. And then you had the big parallel twins of the Thunderbird Storm on the Thunderbird Storm LT,
Yes,
and then there
yes.
was the Rocket.
Very
So
similarly, this motorcycle looks very similar,
very similar to
yet
each
they are
other,
too much
very
different.
different.
Yeah.
So there are a widespread of bikes where
Hmm.
there was a range of classic motorcycles of
Hmm.
Bonneville, where it triggered the an age group right from 29 to 59.
Hmm.
So anybody in that bracket would buy a Bonneville.
Hmm.
So that lack of mid segment
Mid
was
segment.
got broken with the 675, but at the same time it was powerful. At the same time it was not everyone's cup of
Cup of tea.
tea
Absolutely.
to enjoy the
Yes.
motorcycle.
It is yet not everyone's cup of
Correct,
tea.
it is still
Even it's like people have money, people have option, but it is yet not everyone's cup of tea
correct.
because of various reasons.
Yes, and then after about year and a half, Kawasaki made his entrance in Ahmedabad,
Yes.
and they came up with the 300cc Ninja 300. That was
Yes.
again like the super bike, the go-to super bike kind of. If you want to start your journey
Yes.
with a brilliant parallel twin engine,
But even before that,
the 250
250
came out.
came,
That was like,
which,
okay, so the
yeah,
250.
because
So
it has a
yes,
multi-cylinder, so
yes,
it changed the total perspective of
correct,
owning a quarter cc segment, right?
correct. So I think the 250 was the underdog. So you're wrong. If a product was मतलब इसको गलत time किया है ना कोई product
Hmm.
को,
Hmm.
तो I would say it was the Ninja
Ninja
250 because
250.
it was way ahead of his time. मतलब
Yes.
अगर उसको let's say around 2018 2019
Hmm.
के era में उसको launch किया
Hmm.
होता, I think it would have done a much more
Better.
wonderful job than what it did back then.
Yes.
But yeah,
And even at that time,
very
it was CBU, right?
it was a CBU,
Yes.
and it was an expensive motorcycle.
Yes.
But again, if you want, like, it was the very close to what you could get from a
Hmm.
Kawasaki.
And the special thing was, that high revving
Yeah, the high
engine.
revving engine,
I,
correct.
I
Yes, yes.
I still own that motorcycle. Like my
Yeah,
family, constantly keep on saying and suggesting me, कि बेटा बेच दे,
hmm,
will add few amount of money
correct,
and will get a big motorcycle for you.
correct,
But because of two reasons, that motorcycle will give you, a bit of a experience of owning a
correct,
superbike at
correct,
any day.
correct.
Just stretch it to its red
Its
line,
limit.
which is
Yes,
15,000 RPM, यार
yes.
मतलब अभी भी बहुत से बाइक में इस सेगमेंट में तो एटलीस्ट स्पेशली
जी,
सिंगल सिलेंडर
जी.
generally companies are yet not offering, or due to vibration things and other parameters, yet not offering that 15,000 RPM limit,
Correct. No,
which
nobody
Kawasaki
does.
was.
Nobody does.
Huh,
It was a high revving engine. It was like
yes.
engines back then
And
were
too smooth.
more buttery smooth. So Kawasaki is known for their reliability
Exactly,
and
durability,
yeah,
reliability.
of course. Like in the four Japanese giants that you call from in terms of biking,
Yeah,
I would rate Kawasaki engines as number one, followed by
exactly.
Honda, followed by Suzuki, followed by Yamaha. That's my
Same
opinion.
would I and same
Yeah,
order.
same order
Yeah.
because so Kawasaki and Honda is like very close to each other
Hmm.
because Honda still makes one of the most smoothest engines,
Hmm.
but Kawasaki makes them a bit more reliable. So then I would put
Absolutely.
them in the number one spot.
Hmm.
So yeah, so then they came with the 300, with the 650, with the Z800
Hmm.
that triggered a lot of naked bike
Customers,
lovers.
bike lovers.
And then there was a Ninja 1000,
Hmm.
the ZX10R.
Hmm.
So I think during that time, so Harley was dominating
Hmm.
because still, if you look at the sales figures point of view, where Harley had still the 70% market share in India,
Hmm.
and other bikes followed, where it was divided between Ducati, Kawasaki, and Triumph.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Triumph was number two, but in the and BMW also made it entrance
Yeah.
in about
2014,
2014
2015.
2015.
Hmm.
So they came out with the S1000RR. They came out with the I think the GS. The GS followed a little bit later.
Hmm.
But yeah, the S1000RR was the one where, that triggered the superbike scene.
Yes.
So, and so there was always a neck to neck thing between Kawasaki and BMW
Hmm.
for the super sports.
Super sports. It's like ZX10R,
10R,
or else you can go with
the
S1000R or
S1000RR,
RR
correct.
or
And
MPEC. Yeah.
so I don't know. I still
Hmm.
feel a lot of people used to call the bike ugly, but I really loved the whole the round with the square headlight setup
Yes.
of the
Asymmetric
S1000RR
headlight. Yes,
asymmetric
yes,
design.
yes, yes.
I think it was a masterpiece. I think
Yes, absolutely. Even I believe though.
I somebody told me that the designer must have fallen asleep by making the design. उसने आधा बना के आधा छोड़ दिया और आधा किसी ने और ने बनाया. But I think it's something. Uh, it was a well thought of design,
Yes.
because if you ask a biker, or if you ask any person, anybody who is into this world, and if you ask him to think about an S1000RR,
Hmm.
the first thing that will come to his mind is that asymmetric headlight design.
Exactly. And
Nothing else will be coming. उसे मतलब इसके बाद वो सब सोचेगा कि
exactly.
oh, ये तो बहुत अच्छा बाइक था ना, it
Exactly.
has
Exactly.
mm,
And even, apart from that identical look,
correct.
I read about, S1000RR's or symmetric look. Even as you can see that it is on my graffiti, maybe
Yeah,
audience can't
yeah,
see,
yeah,
but it is one of in paintings that I have in my room.
correct.
But there was a bit engineering side for keeping
Mm.
it asymmetric, which was like slightly for cooling and aerodynamics. Okay.
Maybe.
So the headlights were not specifically for that purpose, but
Correct.
the fairings, if you see that it
Yeah,
has,
yeah, of course.
asymmetric fairings even
Correct,
on both the
correct.
sides, right?
Yes.
And especially the tail part.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it
Yeah.
is so delicious.
So I think we know we know 2-3 people who own that motorcycle,
Yes.
and oh boy,
Hmm.
it had good potential. I mean, um it had that grunt. Okay, now so uh, European bikes and Japanese bikes. So people
Hmm.
ask me this के why? What is the difference? कि
Ah,
सब सेम है ना, वो भी लीटर क्लास, ये भी
ये
लीटर
भी liter
क्लास.
class.
So
That is what Indian audience is yet not
yet not
able to
even. So
exactly trigger.
exactly.
कि अगर इतने कम प्राइस में एक जापानीज बाइक मिल रहा है या
हाँ.
फिर कुछ प्राइस एडिशनली देने के बाद इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ जर्मन मोटरसाइकिल,
Yes.
तो व्हाट शुड यू येट गेट.
Yes.
बट दैट्स अ टॉपिक, हम थोड़ा सा बाद में आते हैं उसके
जी.
ऊपर. बट S1000RR के ऊपर आप कुछ बात कर रहे
जी
थे,
जी.
तो
So
आप वो कंटिन्यू कीजिए. फिर उसके बाद मैं भी एक छोटी सी एक लाइक अभी बोल देता हूँ. इट्स लाइक it was a very special occasion for me, that the very first 2 liter class motorcycles which I got the opportunity to put my hands on
right.
was at very first S1000RR,
Yes.
that asymmetric one with the TBR exhaust.
Yes.
उसकी स्टोरी थोड़ी ज़्यादा बड़ी है, so maybe we will discuss it on some other day or on some other podcast. But oh man, shit, the agileness, the handling, the performance, the braking, the suspension dampening, apart from a bit of riding posture, especially उसका जो फुट का जो अपना जो राइडिंग ट्रायंगल होता है उसके हिसाब से जो उसका फुट का जो मतलब अपना जो लेग का कर्व था, that was not that good. But apart from that, I would like to say that there will be very less chance that even I can do net picking. That
Correct.
brilliant that motorcycle
Yeah,
was.
absolutely.
And the second one was the S1000R,
Yeah, the naked version.
naked
of it.
version.
Yes.
Even that is such a
Yes,
smooth
European
motorcycle.
Yes.
And if you want to use in the urban atmosphere, so let's say even on the highway runs, I would like to say, so that is a bit more practical, less performance, but more practical.
So yeah, so the S1000. So people used to ask, what is the difference? Why the Japanese are so smooth? So I've noticed this, and it's a nice character that the German bikes have, or in that matter European bikes, because it's not just is not just for the German bikes.
Hmm.
So they have this particular grunt in their engine.
Yeah.
So when you are revving it or when you are riding it hard,
German
yeah, the
motorcycles.
German, they have this grunt where
Hmm.
that makes it uniquely sounding.
Yes.
So if you hear the S1000 RR going through gears,
Hmm.
like on a straight, and if
Hmm.
you hear a CBR 1000 or a Gixxer or a ZX10R,
So according to you, German motorcycles ka sound is like thoda snarey.
gruntier.
It's
It's
like
a
bit
gruntier,
sharp.
sharper.
Yeah. Whereas
It's a
Japanese,
smoother. It's more of it's
Japanese
more
sound smoother
yeah.
and drive smoother, right?
Whereas it's more mellowed.
Mellow.
It's
Yeah.
it's got that calmness in it. Yet
Exactly.
it has it will trigger the the
Inner
scary part.
fascination
Yeah,
and adrenaline.
it'll scare you because it's it'll after a point on a stock exhaust it'll it'll dampen out the sound.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're riding on regular speeds, and then you will feel like okay, oh okay, I'm at this speed, why don't I hear the sound of the engine? Because it's
Hmm.
you're in that synergy where it's you don't hear the engine anymore.
Yes.
And yeah, so uh, it has its own character, the
Definitely.
German bikes, and Japanese also has their own character.
Even I would like to might like to say this कि even if you are like people do compare कि
Yes.
ZX10R या H2 या फिर
Hmm. Hmm.
S1000R या RR, but I yet feel कि अभी भी उसको compare करना is not a proper thing, right?
Yes, correct.
You may go with your priority list,
Hmm.
what you want,
Yes,
and what are the sequence,
correct,
what is primary for you, what is secondary for you, and based on that you can make a decision. But
correct.
even it's a liter class, I don't think कि उसको compare. Obviously they stand in a nearby price range, they
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
same
Hmm. Hmm.
displacement, probably very similar type of looks, as if पुरानी ZX10R में भी आपने देखा होगा कि दो हेडलाइट के बीच में that ram air intake,
Correct.
that clip ons and that fading, and वो सब एक पब्लिक को एक जनरल परसेप्शन वैसा एक
देता
देता
है.
है. But yet I think so. What you would like to say on that?
So now you have a lot of options
Hmm.
when you go to buy a motorcycle.
Hmm.
But क्योंकि अपना जर्नी 2011-12 से स्टार्ट हो रहा था,
Hmm.
तब ऑप्शन नहीं था.
Yes.
तब people used to lose their shit with a 1700cc motorcycle. Like,
Hmm.
wow, yaar. It has got it's got saddlebags. It is chrome, shiny, loud.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, fantastic colors. Then you have
Hmm.
options of customizations and
Harley Davidson.
personalizations. Of
Hmm.
course,
Hmm.
personalizations, like what do you want, like
Hmm.
you have the flame series, you can go
Hmm.
with the
Absolutely.
skull series.
Absolutely.
And so that was an era where the superbikes were not the whole priority. It was
Hmm.
more because what Harley did with India with their dealer network
Hmm.
was fantastic. They opened up 7, then they keep on opening up another 7, and the riding
Hmm.
culture.
Hmm.
So anybody in that time zone used to look at going on the highway, and then they used to see about a bunch of Harleys going across
Hmm.
the road.
Hmm.
इनको तो ये लगता ना यही सुपर बाइक है.
Exactly.
तब ऐसा S1000 RR गया, निंजा गया, या ZX10R गया, या फिर डुकाटी गया, या फिर इन दैट मैटर वो ट्रायम्फ का रॉकेट है.
Hmm.
सो वो नहीं था.
Hmm.
सुपर बाइक मतलब हार्ली.
Harley. Hmm.
वो नोशन चेंज हुआ 3-4 साल बाद,
Hmm.
बट वो 3-4 साल में what they hit, they anchored their position so well
Hmm. Hmm.
that वो बुनियाद हिलने के लिए और 3-4 साल लग गए, like to get that
Yes.
transition there, like
Yes.
still, even though with the options available,
Yes.
people were still like nahi, hardly. Why? Culture.
Culture.
Why? We got hog, you have India Bike Week, you have India Hog Rally, you have the West
Hmm.
East North South Zone rallies,
Hmm.
where people used to go have fun, like-minded people getting
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
See, after buying a big motorcycle,
Hmm.
if you don't have the
Riding culture.
the the or the option to go out on a Sunday ride, or
Hmm. Hmm.
go out every 3 months, may
Hmm.
once, to a location,
Hmm.
and meet your your gang, or your
Hmm.
other people from different countries,
Yeah.
or sorry, different cities.
Hmm.
तो अगर ये नहीं हो रहा है, तो then motorcycling is not motorcycling. So
हाँ.
basically motorcycling क्या है,
Hmm.
एक इंट्रोडक्शन और फर्स्ट 2-3 चैप्टर हार्ली ने लिखे हैं,
Exactly. Especially in India.
especially in India.
Hmm.
And even I'll tell you, like, people followed, like, Triumph followed, then to some extent Kawasaki followed,
Hmm.
to some extent even Ducati had their Ducati owners club.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Doc,
Everyone. Let's say try to replica.
not replica, have their own identity,
Yeah.
but the
Exactly.
point was such, like,
Same.
say,
Hmm.
see, it's like I'm making a pencil, so
हाँ.
Nataraj bhi banata hai, wo Apsara bhi
Apsara भी
banata
बनाता
hai,
है,
wo hai
everyone
to
is
pencil.
making.
So that
हाँ.
was motorcycling.
हाँ.
Idea was getting your customer on the road.
Yeah.
Idea was that to make him see our country,
Hmm.
not through a window of
Hmm.
a four-wheeler,
Hmm.
but through his helmet, or through his or sitting on a motorcycle.
Hmm.
तो ये उनका, से आई थिंक, whatever names that I say, right from Royal Enfield to whatever brand of motorcycles, I'm talking about like, passion motorcycles,
Hmm. Hmm.
so those ideology falls under, not as a motorcycling brand,
Hmm.
or not as a motorcycle automotive dealership or
It's
something.
like lifestyle.
It's, yeah, they have a certain lifestyle to it.
Okay.
So it's a lifestyle brand.
Okay. So last question,
Yeah.
then we'll move to other question. So is it wrong if I yet say ke back from then till today, probably Harley Davidson is a brand which has vast amount of uh, accessories and merchandise, right, in their culture and in their showrooms for
Yes.
selling it and making it a, मतलब ऐसी चीजें वो बेचना चाहते हैं कि that makes you again and again feel के हाँ, this is not only buying a motorcycle, this is a whole new experience and उनके पास उतना variety भी है.
So I like to answer this question with an example, or how this works.
Hmm.
So क्या हो रहा है कि a set of people bought motorcycles in 2011 2012.
Hmm.
Gradually riding across the country, they realized the importance of certain accessories in terms
Hmm.
of comfort, certain accessories in terms of performance,
Hmm.
certain accessories in just for the glitz and glamour of it.
Hmm.
So धीरे धीरे additions होने लगे.
Hmm.
And then the newer set of riders coming in,
Hmm.
like, okay, let's say you bought a motorcycle in 12,
Hmm.
and it was a fat boy.
Hmm.
It was a fat boy.
Hmm.
And I, 2 years or 3 years later, I'm
Hmm.
buying a fat boy again.
Hmm.
I meet you and I see your bike. So in
With the
those two
accessories
3
loaded.
years, so you've added, like, an exhaust, you've added a heavy breather, you've added a windshield for your comfort, you've added a better seat, you've added highway foot pegs, you've added a top box, saddlebag डाल दी है,
mustache, crash guard,
yeah, a different
handlebars,
handlebar for your liking and all of
hand
that.
grips.
और मैं
So
देख
many
रहा हूँ,
options Harley
और
did give and it
correct.
yet has.
फिर I call you कि यार there I want to buy a fat boy, तो you will be like, तू मेरा बाइक देख. तो क्या होगा? What happens is the customer is now your parts, accessory and merchandise sales guy.
Exactly. It's like selling a motorcycle for once, but after that, it's a continuous process probably. Or
Correct.
if it is not a continuous process, तो एक ही बार में they used to sell or they are yet selling that
It's
much
still,
amount of
मैं
accessories
अभी
and
भी यही बताऊँ ना
merchandises.
कि it is bare minimum होता था, but होता था.
हाँ.
And then मतलब देख के भी हो रहा था कि आज
हाँ.
if I am getting to see So if I'm getting to see a Vansonine's exhaust on your bike, I
Yes.
like them. I don't like it loud, so I'll not opt for it.
Yes.
I'll opt for something else.
Yes.
But if I see something else, like मुझे लग रहा है कि नहीं यार, this is good.
Hmm.
ये मेरे मतलब मेरे को ये थोड़ा और comfort देगा.
Hmm.
So what will happen? वो you will show me the bike. I'll see. फिर मेरे हिसाब से मैं select करूँगा, which means that sale is happening.
Hmm.
Bike का sale तो हो गया. I decided
गया.
my color. I decided the bike. And now what I want to, how I want to accessorize it. Then you will invite me for a ride. कि चल मेरे साथ एक दिन मैं तेरे को ब्रेकफास्ट राइड पे ले जाता हूँ. तो तब क्या होगा? हेलमेट, boots,
jacket,
Harley का jacket, because Harley jackets are like, they are screaming.
Exactly.
मतलब this
He's a Harley
will sound really funny, but अंधे और बहरे को भी पता चलेगा कि हार्ली का जैकेट है.
Exactly.
वैसा था.
Exactly.
So but that works.
Yeah.
That works for the brand, that worked for the customer used to not go out.
Definitely.
Not go to a different brand, or in that matter वो time पे थे भी नहीं.
Yes.
There was a lack of Alpine Star or Dyne Z jackets, or in that matter even if you wanted to buy something not very expensive, तो उसका option ही नहीं था.
In fact, what I have observed is कि after buying a Harley, if specifically a owner has only Harley, तो अगर उसे दूसरी ब्रांड में स्विच भी करना है या फिर कुछ दूसरी ब्रांड का भी लेना है, तो देयर वाज अ सेकंड थॉट दैट ट्विस्टेड हिज ब्रेन के यार क्या करूं, डायनेसी का लूं या हार्ले का ही लूं.
करेक्ट.
क्योंकि हार्ले का लूंगा तो इट विल बी लाइक गुड अमंग, आई विल लुक गुड इन द कम्युनिटी,
बिकॉज़ एंटायर कम्युनिटी इज रनिंग अराउंड विद हार्ली टी-शर्ट्स एंड हार्ली कैप्स, एंड in fact you are having beer mugs, you are having coffee mugs, you are having I have seen accessories worth as you get those cooling cubes.
Yes.
Ice cubes, but they're not ice cubes. You put this in the refrigerator.
It's just a tray.
It's it's not even a tray.
Okay.
Cold stones है.
Okay.
उसको ठंडा करो, उस पे भी HD का लोगो है, स्कल है, ये है, तो तुम्हारे ड्रिंक में वो डालो, वो ड्रिंक ठंडा कर देगा. Yes. फिर it's not going to melt, because it's of course it's a stone or it's a metal or whatever it was. तो डालो उसको, वापस फ्रिज में डालो, ठंडा हो जाएगा, वापस अपने ड्रिंक में डालो. तो अगेन विल मेक सो वो है. देन there were like there was this ice cube tray जिसके अंदर हार्ली बार एंड शील्ड का आइस क्यूब, मतलब उसमें पानी डालो, फ्रिज में डालो, बाहर निकलेगा तो बार एंड शील्ड का लोगो का आइस निकलेगा.
Exactly.
Slippers, then there was coffee mugs, there was a lot. And the beauty of all the dealers across India was that everybody had a set amount of stock with them. तो कभी भी ऐसा नहीं था कि यार ये नहीं है, ये है, ये नहीं है, ये है. कहीं वो तो कहीं ना कहीं से मंगा के मिल जाता था आपको. टी-शर्ट्स तो है ही, but apart from that riding jackets and gloves, or in that matter
they won't say no, they
will arrange it for you, मिल जाएगा. But apart from that, even the other parts were very essential, तो वो भी बिक रहा था. So yes, culturally, and once you go, जब आप जा रहे हो among Harley people, so 15-16 of them are like in that whole full-fledged bar and shield gear, and then you are the odd one out ना, तो वो भी एक हिट करता था कि यार मैं क्यों रह गया, चलो मैं कल जाके हार्ली का जैकेट लेके आता हूँ. So that worked. The community was very strong. It's still very strong. Surprisingly, about 10-12 years now that Harley has been there, exited now, but still bikes are selling.
And it is going on.
Yeah, their riding is not diminished at all. Abhi bhi they have their own rides and their own culture going, which is good for them.
Right. So I guess ये हमने उसको बहुत
we actually went a lot in depth.
Yes, but again एक छोटा सा summary इसको अगर लेके I ask you again, जस्ट फ्यू पॉइंट्स पे अपन इसको डिस्क्राइब करके फिर दूसरे क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं कि व्हाट आर दैट थिंग्स दैट स्मॉल बायर मतलब स्मॉल मोटरसाइकिल बायर और अ बिग मोटरसाइकिल बायर has that similar things while purchasing a motorcycle.
See, small capacity motorcycles, which in the last few minutes we've not discussed it at all, but it is now a very integral part of any manufacturer, because that gap that Triumph thought that they would fill it with the 765 actually were not filled, क्योंकि it was immensely powered, और इतना पावर की किसी को आदत नहीं थी,
किसी को नहीं.
Like even the KTMs, they used to come for about 25-30 HP motor,
Yes,
CC.
there was like
sorry,
200 and
power.
390.
Correct, 200 390 था, 390 में I think around 30-35 HP power था, and then moving out to 80-90 HP was a big transition. So कहीं वो,
So even in today's time, are there any similarities?
yes and no.
Okay.
So yes, in the sense that now the 350 to 450 cc motorcycles are like the talk of the town. मतलब that segment, ये segment बहुत buzzing है अभी फिलहाल, and
it's like here, there,
everywhere everybody wants a piece of that cake right now. सबको चाहिए,
because like what I believe is कि like 200 cc जो पहले उसका जो ट्रेंड था, that is like vanished off, and like अभी लोग सोचते हैं कि यार 200 cc से तो ऊपर ही कुछ लेना है at least.
Correct.
And day by day it's like 200 छोड़ो, 300 से तो ऊपर ही कुछ होना चाहिए.
Correct.
तो शायद मुझे लगेगा कि हाँ I have something.
Correct. So again,
that point is one of those कि हाँ एक
yes.
ये मेंटालिटी, एक उन्हें इनर सेटिस्फेक्शन चाहिए
जी,
कि मेरे पास अर्बन मोबिलिटी के लिए या फिर एक डे टू डे मूविंग
Correct.
मशीन से कुछ ज्यादा है.
see, the
If someone is not able to, let's say buy a big bike, or even if he is, but let's say उनको इंट्रोड्यूस करना है, तो एक उनको पॉइंट चाहिए कि हाँ
जी.
ये एक सेंस है कि हाँ कुछ बड़ा है मेरे पास.
Correct. So now that segment would want to ride the motorcycle on a daily basis, but at the same time have the potential for a cross country trip, or a for a fast
Long highway
spirited
rides.
riding or whatever. So that is now the game changer, or in that matter, that is what the focus area for a lot of manufacturers has become. And I'm talking about good manufacturers, manufacturers like Kawasaki, BMW, Triumph, and Harley. Like all of that wants a piece of of that segment where
yeah.
they need to have potential customers, or in that matter mass segment customers.
Got it. And after that they want upgradation.
Upgradation is a natural process, but people getting this motorcycle would not want to upgrade in a very very short
time. It's like they want to
span of
take
time.
this, थोड़ा use करे, थोड़ा
Correct.
खुद used to हो, and
Correct.
then maybe, right?
Yes.
So coming to a next question, which is very relatable to this, right? That do people should only buy superbikes for their top speed or acceleration? Like लोगों में ये एक mentality, I have observed, like even I know the inner truths, but for audience perspective के अगर किसी को बड़ा बाइक लेना है तो क्या उसके दो ही रीजन होने चाहिए, टॉप स्पीड एंड एक्सेलरेशन, या फिर देयर आर मच मोर प्रैक्टिकल थिंग्स व्हिच वी कैन से कि दिस कुड बी द आल्सो रीजन. अगर आपको टॉप स्पीड और एक्सेलरेशन के अलावा भी आप इन चीजों को देख के यू कैन मेक योर डिसीजन एंड गो विद द सुपर बाइक.
So how do you define superbikes now? So superbikes earlier ऐसा था कि anything above 400 cc was a superbike, or multi-cylinder motorcycle was a superbike. Now what I feel, anything over 800 cc is a superbike, because I would not still categorize 650 cc मैं नहीं categorize करूँगा. हाँ, kind of. So I still believe that the 650cc is a mid segment. Superbikes are superbikes. Now superbikes को खरीदने के लिए aspects जो customers सोचते हैं is not always top speed and acceleration. Those are very very limited to certain style of motorcycles only, which is naked and sports, super sports. There is another segment called adventure. There is another segment called cruisers. There is another segment called tourers, and there is another segment also in that called which is sports tourers, right? So what is your your so speed, acceleration, spirited riding is your thing, and then you end up buying a 1800cc cruiser bike is not going to वो फिर वो तालमेल गलत है.
Absolutely.
You need to buy something light. You need to buy something where
Exactly.
it's
People are yet confused
Correct.
with they are like there's a this very strong mentality
yeah.
कि उस बाइक में सीसी ज्यादा है, that
तो
means
हाँ,
कि उसका performance
Correct.
ज्यादा होगा.
correct. So
this is a very wrong mentality, by the way,
This
but
is very funny. Since I work with Triumph, I'll give an example with it. So people looking at the rocket, they will look at because it's named the rocket. Rocket. तो rocket को देख के लोग rocket ऐसा it's a big humongous 2500cc engine.
Absolutely.
And the next
The biggest
thing,
manufacturing motorcycle.
So when they look at the motorcycle, they're in awe of it because of the whole sheer size, the fat tires and very very muscle like motorcycle.
It is as well,
It's a
muscle
motorcycle.
Cruiser.
Muscle
Yep,
cruiser, yes,
muscle
it's a muscle cruiser like. So the next question when they ask is like कि तो 200-300 जाती होगी ना ऐसा. And I was like, no, I mean, yes, it does.
This is not a Hayabusa.
It's exactly. So it's not meant to do that. But if you want to do it, you can, but not reach 300, of course. But it does about 200. It does about 210, and post which it's going to get difficult for you also to move ahead of that speed. So somewhere the whole mindset of a person is such that bigger the engine, more faster the engine, which is not the case. Because I have known motorcycles which are 1700cc, but just churning out about 80 horsepower and weighing 333 kgs.
उसका फिर सामने torque ज़्यादा होता है.
Torque है, but then so nowadays people looking for people not only looking for acceleration and speed. The consumer has got really intelligent. He knows what he's buying. Especially people buying a 800+cc motorcycle. As a salesperson, we always we try to narrow it down to a option. But nowadays they narrow it down for themselves by मेरे को क्या चाहिए, will I be comfortable, like see for example if I am talking about a person who's around or between the age of 35 to 40, let's say, what do you think, what is his chances that he's going to buy a super sport motorcycle? क्या लग रहा है?
Probably very less, because what I have seen is there is a trend in buying a super sports we are talking about, right? So there is this trend what I have observed कि young लोगों को in their very young age, let's say till or below 30, लोगों को एक super sports machine चाहिए या फिर naked चाहिए.
Correct.
After 30, there are very less amount of people.
Correct.
जो मैं शायद ऐसे कह सकता हूँ कि जिनके बहुत बरसों की तमन्ना थी कि यार एक सुपर स्पोर्ट्स फुल्ली फेड मोटरसाइकिल चाहिए. इवन इन अवर दिस रीजन ऑफ गुजरात, राइट, fully fed motorcycles are anytime hot selling cakes.
Correct.
Right. So एक इस एज के लिए या फिर इस एज के बिलो, right, people want super sport. But once they hit the 30 or slightly 35 or above, they get with this maturity के यार इसमें वो उतना
Right.
कंफर्ट और ये जिस चीज के लिए पर्पस बिल्ड है वो मेरे लिए शायद उतना पर्पस फिट नहीं है
नहीं,
अभी.
correct.
सो दैट्स द थिंग.
Yeah, तो वो हो सकता है कि it's not that everybody wants to get that, but ये है कि yes, they would funnel it down कि my requirement is that I am riding in मेरा एक friend circle है जिसमें a certain set of motorcycles है and I'm comfortable with that. So they would like probably narrow it down कि यार मेरा ये है, मेरा ऐसा है, I'm at this age now, I want something that I can ride it comfortably and I can enjoy riding. मेरा ऐसा फास्ट नहीं, हम लोग सब mature लोग हैं, we are riding at around uh, the regular
That
cruising
audience,
speeds.
yeah, that audience might like to hit classic or adventure.
Classic, adventure, cruiser,
Cruisers is
tourer.
like
So they have that segment is pretty much a lot of options there.
absolutely.
But person looking again will come to look, no, I am, I want to take it to the track, I want something fast, I want to do track days, ये करना है वो करना है, मैं एक स्लिक टायर का भी सेट लेके रखूंगा. So then pitching them a wrong kind of motorcycle is not going to work. So he is very
Absolutely.
fixated. So customers now are very fixated. They know what they want. They know their options also. कि ये नहीं मिलेगा तो ये ले लूंगा, मेरे को इस दोनों के बीच में confusion है. And it is very clear. Very clear. Customers are now very clear.
Very clear. But apart from that, the main point which I think for purchasing a big bike, if we not talk specially of super sports, okay, तो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं ये लगता है कि आपका एक दूसरा रीज़न ये होना चाहिए कि अगर आप लॉन्ग हाईवे रन्स कर रहे हो स्पेशली, तो आपकी मोटरसाइकिल कितना आपको एफर्टलेसली उतना लॉन्ग हाईवे रन्स में, लाइक देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. इफ यू टेक अ 300cc 400cc मोटरसाइकिल फॉर अ लॉन्ग हाईवे रन फॉर द एंटायर डे, तो आपको जो उसमें से फटीक यू फील, राइट, जो आपको थकान महसूस होती है, जो जर्क्स एंड एवरीथिंग यू फील, आपको कांस्टेंट थ्रॉटल भी you have to keep it like this 100 120, even if it is clocking 150 160, but still uska you have to constantly keep the throttle wide open, तो एक उसका एक फटीक होता है. बट वेयर एल्स इफ यू आर what you said like क्रॉस कंट्री, राइट, तो आपको जैसे क्रॉस कंट्री करना है या फिर आपको लॉन्ग हाईवे रन्स करना है या फिर आपको अगर ऐसा करना है, तो ऐसे सिनेरियोज में भी आई गेस दैट इट विल बी मच मोर हेल्पफुल फॉर यू.
Correct.
Apart from that top
True.
speed and
True.
acceleration as well.
True.
Right. So that is also a point कि अगर आपका कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा पर्सपेक्टिव है कि मुझे इसको लेके लॉन्ग टूरिंग या करना है, तो effortless is a strong point जिसको आप हिट कर सकते हो.
True. It is absolutely true.
So coming to next question, for small motorcycles,
Yes.
that what are the most hot selling cakes that you have observed or you are observing in this current age of smart cc entry segment motorcycles?
Entry segment motorcycle. Okay, so
let's say top 4 or top 5.
top 5. Okay, so 350 450 is like the buzzing, the most
as people are upgrading, like पहले वो एक दौर था when there are no super bikes in India. So at that time 2 strokes were there.
2-stroke era.
Yes. And I'm so feeling lucky that I yet have 2-stroke motorcycles. And so coming again to the point ki at that time 100cc was even sufficient, and it was like everyone, not everyone, but almost a person who aims to buy a motorcycle could buy it.
Correct.
Okay, and that was a huge trend, and 100cc was booming. After that Pulsar era came, like 150cc 180cc, that was the next trend. Uske baad 200cc quarter cc
Correct.
segment, quarter cc segment, by the way, I you must be knowing this as well कि अभी भी मलेशिया साइड और
Yeah,
इंडोनेशिया में
Indonesia, Malaysia,
250
250 are
cc's
doing crazy,
crazy,
crazy.
yet it is going crazy. Even they have more bigger options, but somehow due to taxation and
Yeah.
they know कि उनका
It
necessity
is
क्या
it
है.
is stupendously expensive to buy a liter class motorcycle in
Absolutely,
that part of town.
absolutely,
In that part of the world, it is crazy expensive.
crazy expensive.
I- It is, the 250 cc's are, oh my god, what
Yes.
options you have.
So because of the taxation and because of this mentality and the awareness, right awareness कि हाँ मेरे लिए ये 250 cc, so it is yet going on. But यहाँ पे in India if we compare, तो यहाँ पे it's growing.
Correct.
Like even Duke introduced their quarter cc 250, and
Mm.
even if they were having 200 and 390, because of India they probably also introduced that Duke
Yeah, correct.
125 and
125.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for people who can
Yeah.
can't yet afford, who yet want a smaller motorcycle. But even after this abhi ka jo trend hai, it's like 300 cc and 400 cc, so it's like bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Bare
Everyone
minimum.
thinks कि यार उतना नहीं लिया तो क्या लिया.
क्या हुआ? Correct. So yeah, that is the segment right now. Buzzing
हाँ.
है. See, every manufacturer has an option of in that segment. Every manufacturer has a motorcycle in that segment now. So there is Royal Enfield, which is like dominating the whole cruiser segment in the 350 400s, 350s. Then there is Triumph that has come up with a Speed 400 and a Scrambler 400. The funny part is that
Absolutely, purpose built machines.
purpose built machines.
I think, sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you once again, but I think that Triumph Scrambler and Speed 400, okay, because I have driven it a lot and you know that
Yes.
thing, right? So that two machines and uske alawa BMW 310R, 310 GS
GS.
and 310 RR, but 310 RR को मैं थोड़ा सा पीछे लाना चाहूंगा, बट 310 R and 310 GS, ये चार मोटरसाइकिल तो मेरे हिसाब से दिस आर द परफेक्ट पर्पस बिल्ड मशीन्स. But as per my experience, these are the most purpose built machines. I'm yet not suggesting or telling you anything about the hot selling kicks, but yes, this was my perception.
Correct.
So please continue. You were saying
Yes.
about Triumphs.
So Triumph, they came up with the Speed and the Scrambler 400
Yes.
cc engines, brilliant motorcycles. One of the manufacturers also tried their hand at a Scrambler, but probably could not get a right connect with the riders. I think that was YSD Scrambler. YSD came up with a Scrambler. YSD came up also with an Adventure, and YSD came up with another roadster motorcycle. And then there is Java, which is another. But the Scrambler that got connected to the masses was the Triumph one. So I can say Triumph in the Scrambler segment. I think there is no competition to the motorcycle because there is none. Honestly, there is none.
At least in this
In
segment,
the
I can
segment of
say
400, yes,
yes.
there is no.
And I agree.
Yes, and then there is BMW with their 310, which is doing great.
But it's an adventure.
And then there is Honda, which is again we don't see a lot of numbers, but they're also there in the game.
Highness and
Highness and the CB350. Then there is I think
maybe KTM.
no, not KTM.
KTM, no. KTM market has vanished, or
yeah, it has really
it's on the
vanished.
downfall.
It has really vanished from the market.
Even
Husqvarna's, but
didn't
they're
got that
very
huge
very
success.
unique, uniquely
Motorcycle.
designed motorcycles.
Yes. And
Not,
people need that wide amount of accepting
the shape
machines.
and the
Size
shape
and
and the
everything.
style of the motorcycle. Yes, oh yes, you need that. And then TVS is also, they came up with their 310 RR. Then there was a 310
followed by BMW 310 RR.
that was fine. That was वो पता था कि because they are they're supplying engines to BMW. Basically, it's a rebadged Apache. But the RTR, the Apache RTR, the
Yes.
310 RTR. They
Yes.
made that's
Yes.
a very brilliant motorcycle.
I think that, probably Java. See, I have ridden the Java and Yezdis
Mhm.
as well, and I'm not saying that they are not good machines. In the price range, they are pretty good, right? But one thing that, Java and Yesdi yet needs to learn is how to apply brilliant engineering on their motorcycles from
Correct,
TVS,
correct.
right?
So TVS has been into the R&D for a long time,
Yes.
and you have no idea what TVS does. TVS is into making automotive, you know, a lot of automotive things.
It is one of
Yeah,
the biggest
most diverse.
parts manufacturing
Yes,
company as
parts
well.
as well as a lot of things where you'll be
Hmm.
like surprised, say, oh, ये TVS बनाता है.
Exactly.
So yeah,
This will be slightly an internal information, but I will, yet like to share it with the audience
Mhm.
that BMW के बड़े बड़े बाइक्स के won't say specific names,
Yeah,
but बहुत बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बाइक्स के या फिर let's say कि which are top notch in the markets, उसके भी काफी सारे parts is what TVS is manufacturing.
correct. It does.
So by this, I want to give you an example. K, it's not, we are not running again in that age of time jahan pe, you know, Indian companies can't manufacture that parts or that things which has high level of quality.
Yeah, man. The we
Because
have a
like let's
crazy
say कि अगर
potential.
BMW परचेस करता है उनके
Yeah, of
पास से
course.
तो फिर
A
उससे ज्यादा क्वालिटी
BMW.
कंट्रोल कुछ चेक आपको चाहिए ही नहीं.
So I would say BMW wanted to enter the whole 300 400 segment motorcycle
Absolutely.
segment, and what better way to knock at TVS's door
Exactly.
कि भाई मुझे ये engine चाहिए. I want to put it into my BMW.
I'll design, you manufacture.
Yeah, you just give me your engine, बाकी मैं देख लूंगा.
हाँ.
So it's a very casual way of putting it. A lot of other
Hmm.
also factors. It's just on a very lighter note.
Hmm.
But yeah, nothing wrong in it,
Hmm.
because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, if it works, it works.
Yes, and that collaboration has been successful
Yeah,
in terms
because
of
it
numbers as
came
well.
out it came out with it at that point of time where this was still at its very very natal age,
Hmm.
जहाँ पे just grow हो रहा था, ये छोटा
Exactly.
था.
It was on a
In a
pinpoint. It
pinpoint, yeah. So because
on the
महंगे थे,
aim. Hmm.
मेरे 300. So I think I at that point of time I was working with Kawasaki,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and
Yes.
I think Ninja
We were working
300.
like slightly on the
Yeah,
rival side
yeah,
with each
yeah,
other. Yeah.
correct. And I think the 300, that was costing around about 375
Something.
380
Yes.
on road.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I think similarly priced was the G310 and the GS310.
Yes.
Though they didn't
It
have
was
that
slightly on
faired
the
one, yeah,
lower
the
side.
RR came much
Hmm.
much later,
Much later.
a
Much later.
faired version of the bike.
Hmm.
But yes, we did had a lot of people moving to BMW
Hmm.
for the BMW
Hmm.
badge. Like
Badge.
we
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, it does attract
Attract brand
that
perception.
brand perception.
Yes, but another thing that I will like to add into this. At that time, I was selling BMW smart CCs, and I have also sold flagships like 1250 GSA. So at that time, whenever the customer enters into the showroom,
Hmm.
so let's say there was like 60-40
Hmm.
थिंकिंग माइंडसेट, मतलब 40% लोग ऐसे हैं जिनको घर से फिक्स करके आए हैं कि एक BMW लेना है,
Hmm.
क्योंकि वो कम प्राइस में मुझे वो
Hmm.
BMW ब्रांड परसेप्शन मिल रहा है,
Correct.
लोगो मिल रहा है.
Hmm.
सेकंड ऑडियंसेस which goes through the YouTube videos, go on various
Yeah.
application and search के कौन कौन से.
Understand what is it. Correct.
एग्जैक्टली. और फिर वो हमारे पास आते हैं एंड देन दे काउंटर अस विद सेवरल क्वेश्चंस एंड सेवरल थिंग्स दैट दिस मोटरसाइकिल प्रोवाइड्स मल्टी सिलेंडर, दिस मोटरसाइकिल प्रोवाइड्स much more features, this motorcycle provides much more performance, etc.
Hmm.
And then we used to hit on, sir, what is your requirement?
Hmm.
And after knowing it, I will like to tell you this very straightforward. In my entire superbike industry journey, ठीक है, मैंने अब तक, I'm proud to say this, I have never sold a wrong motorcycle
Correct.
to a person.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have, मैंने कस्टमर को बोला है कि सर, this is not the right motorcycle for you.
True.
And
Very
I'm very feeling, happy or good with this argument,
Mhm.
even if it is not probably good from sales perspective.
Mhm.
But yes, and if I get that hint कि he is willing to get something, अब मतलब उसे एक नेकेड उसकी डिमांड फुलफिल कर सकता है, विच आई हैव, और इफ जीएस उसका डिमांड फुलफिल कर सकता है, उसके लिए पर्पस बिल्ड है, तो वो पर्पस बिल्ड वाज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट, जहां पे मैं कस्टमर को, मैं या फिर मेरे साथ जो भी टीम थी, वी यूज टू कन्विंस द कस्टमर कि आप समझो, दूसरी कंपनी आपको टीएफटी दे देगी, उसके अंदर मस्त ऐसे लाइट वाला डिस्प्ले आपको मिलेगा, उसमें आपको रेंज भी दिखेगी, बट आपको डिफरेंस क्या फील होगा? एक के अंदर आपका रेंज सीधा 10 किलोमीटर से कम होगा, यू गिव इट अ थ्रॉटल, सीधा 10 से कम हो जाएगा. दूसरे के अंदर व्हेन यू कंपेयर इट विद बीएमडब्ल्यू, इट इज लाइक वेरी प्रिसाइज. It's like 43, 42, 41, and it doesn't varies in every bit of a second.
Correct.
So this is just an example, कि इस तरह से we were used to convince, and this was the strongest point. And even when I said that Triumph has the purpose built machines, but I will yet slightly be tilted towards BMW in purpose building. Triumph has done
Yes.
absolutely great job, and I love their motorcycles.
Right.
But slightly, BMW takes that position
Correct.
in a first.
Yeah, in terms of tech and everything, there's no doubt about it.
And probably these are the top two brands which I can say which has huge amount of versatility, right?
Yes.
If we go with the Triumph, so even in the classic legend segment, they have like Scrambler, Truxton, and everything, Bonneville and everything. फिर they have muscle cruisers, naked, fully fade sports bike like super sports and etc. Whereas BMW has again that
Yeah, it has their
pretty
own. Yeah, it's a very
decent
very
range.
huge range. See, it is there.
versatility.
Yeah. So
And
yes.
even the C400 GT,
Hmm.
I never expected, when C400 GT entered into the market,
Yeah.
I was like, अगर ये CKD होता ना,
हाँ.
तो it could have banged, but even by being a CBU,
Yeah.
and even by being, that highly cost, which was like 13 lakh something on road
Yes.
for 400cc moped or maxi or whatever you like to
Maxi
say.
scooter.
Maxi scooter. So even pricing 13 lakh rupees for 400cc maxi or moped, right? BMW, surprisingly, BMW yet clocked the numbers above what they were expecting.
So एक fun fact है इसके पीछे. So I think जब ये बाइक निकला था ना, so I was at Kawasaki and
we met at the launch.
So that bike, our Ninja 1000 SX, was priced at the same price as what your scooter was priced. So जब launch हुआ, a fantastic motorcycle. But yes, there are certain limitations to the bike also, price and a lot of other factors. But ठीक है, it's okay. But yeah, एक था कि यार एक you could get a liter class motorcycle in that
exactly
price. With and it's not just any liter class motorcycle, but like a comfortable sports touring motorcycle.
Exactly. Which has a supercharger?
Yes. No. That was the
SE did had a supercharger.
That was the H2, but this was the Ninja 1000 SX.
Okay.
The standard one.
Right.
Oh, that was a different one. That was a different motorcycle.
So I guess Kawasaki did had two different motorcycles,
Three.
which Three.
Yeah.
H2, H2R are different.
So no,
Apart from
H2.
that, two different motorcycles
Yeah,
which were having
correct.
supercharger.
Yeah. So
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 that
that was
was
the H2,
hmm,
which was like there, the
hmm,
H2R, which is not road legal.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
then there was the H2 SX SE,
Hmm,
and there was the H2 SX, and then they came out with the ZH2 also, was the naked
yes,
version of
yes,
the
exactly.
supercharged
It was yet
engine.
having H2 badging with it,
Yeah,
so people
correct.
can connect that this has a supercharger.
Yeah, and the fun fact about the H2 is that it came out in 2015, 2016, and
It's a benchmark
yeah,
motorcycle.
it is, and it's still the benchmark motorcycle. There is a
Absolutely.
very good
It will
reason.
stay, till
Yeah,
probably upcoming, 1 or 2
yeah.
decade or 3 decades whatsoever.
What is the secret behind it is very funny, a very interesting story. The viewers would be excited to know,
Uh,
और कुछ जानने मिलेगा कि
uh,
why H2 is the H2, why H2 is like the pinnacle of
Superbike.
Japanese engineering.
Hmm,
So आज इतना टाइम हो गया,
hmm,
why hasn't any manufacturer
hmm,
replicate
hmm,
a supercharged liter class engine?
hmm,
That is because uh, they have patented the supercharger,
hmm,
and जो CNC में वो बनता है ना,
hmm.
वो
That has
CNC
a
सिर्फ, हाँ, वो CNC सिर्फ कावासाकी के पास
Kawasaki
है.
के पास. Kawasaki heavy
Heavy
industries.
industries,
हाँ.
correct. So they are into aerospace and a lot of other facts. But yes, this is something which makes it very unique.
Hmm.
And itna is, you've heard about turbocharged boozas, you've heard about
Absolutely.
turbocharged Gixxers.
ZX14R.
14R again. उसमें
हाँ.
भी there, so I'll tell you what, off the shelf in the UK
Hmm.
and in Europe and even in America, you get a bolt-on kit. Like you
हाँ.
have a ZX14R, you have a
Exactly.
bolt-on kit for like a
Exactly.
turbo bolt-on kit.
Exactly.
तो
And
कुछ
people,
मत करो, लाओ,
हाँ,
लगाओ, and you're good to
enjoy.
go.
Exactly.
Your bike is your turbocharged.
Turbocharged.
कुछ you don't have to worry
Do
about.
anything. You don't need
Yes,
to
yes. No,
cut,
no,
grind, nothing.
nothing. Just
It's
come,
clean, fit, and
attach
finish.
it. कहीं वो उसको सेट कर दो, वो भी पता है कहाँ पे, उसका क्लैम्प्स वगैरह सब आता है.
Hmm.
आप डालो सुपर चार्ज, सॉरी, टर्बो चार्ज हो
Turbocharged.
जाएगा.
Especially for
बूजा का भी
Booza.
आता है. बूजा का तो बाबा, you
बहुत
can
बहुत.
you can throttle it to the moon. इतना पावर जनरेट करता है वो.
Absolutely.
तो those are available, but you can't replicate what what Kawasaki has done with the H2. It is so
Exactly.
unique. It is so बोले ना कि one off बोल सकते हैं जिसको one off.
Hmm.
It's an engineering masterpiece.
Hmm.
Like if you look at it, the sheer size of the supercharger inculcated into that.
Exactly.
सब करने के बाद it's still light. It is still
Exactly.
good to ride, and
Exactly.
every time you ride that bike, you feel you've reached the limit in the throttle, but you've not,
Yes.
because there is always certain throttle left which you are scared to use because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
So that is what so people ask me कि H2 ये क्या है, क्या जरूरत है टर्बो चार्जर
But
का,
it was
सुपर चार्जर का.
yet slightly predictable than turbocharged
No, it
engines.
wasn't predictable.
Okay.
It was a monster.
Okay.
People owning it and people riding it to the limit will agree to this.
Okay.
That there is a term called controlled aggression. There is something which is uncontrollable, like those turbocharged Boozas and ZX14s are good on a quarter mile. ड्रैग स्ट्रिप पे डालो, उसको भगाओ, तुम्हारे में ताकत है, क्वार्टर माइल खत्म हुआ, ब्रेक मारो, खत्म करो, बाइक डालो, फ्लैट बेड पे घर लेके जाओ. यू आर हैप्पी दैट you hit 8 seconds, you are happy you hit 9 seconds. But to make a motorcycle or to ride a motorcycle daily, right, with enough torque that you can not feel the engine knock, and this is out of personal riding experience. We have a gentleman in Vadodara who I sold an H2 to him. I think he was
special moment.
yeah, it was because he called up my colleague, and he said like मारे H2 लेवू छे, and sorry this was Gujarati, but
that's okay.
मेरे को H2 लेना है, and my colleague is like कौन पका रहा है, H2 लेने का है इसको, देखा रुक
खिलौना थोड़ी है।
उसको मैं बताता हूँ क्या है H2, पैसा
हाँ।
वैसा देख के ये सेंड द प्राइस, ये वो सर 42 40
स्लाइटली
48
ट्राइंग के
lakhs,
यार, सी
या
ये
करीब,
है,
हाँ
ले
44
सकोगे या नहीं।
45 lakhs का कोटेशन भेजा उसको, ये ना। So he said के मारे जो भी, I want to see the bike, I want to, so these are flagship bikes, you don't
Get to see
get to
in the
see one,
showrooms.
but luckily we had sold a few in Gujarat, and
Probably
the
8 or 9.
weekend, I think good enough numbers, I think about, I think they're
That
in
is
double
impressive
digit.
number for this price
Yeah, of
range.
course. And we were getting one in service. So I called him and said, like, I can show you, I can make you sit on it, and I can
But can't
probably
drive.
switch on the bike, you can feel it, but I can't let you ride it. He's
Exactly.
like
That's a very general
he
practice we do follow.
he's like, I'll come, I'll drive up to Ahmedabad, and I will come. He came and he saw, he sat, he looked, he felt the bike, looked at it. Okay, then that is the first time I met him, and he was about 50, 45, 50 years old, and
Okay.
well built. uh, uh, you can say that he had this he had a Hrithik Roshan like physique at that age.
Okay.
Very fit,
Okay.
and देख के ही ऐसा लगा रहे हैं कि यार ये बंदे पे सूट करेगा, having that
I want to sell him.
6 foot height है, well built, and but yet gray hair and all, like चलो हो गए, शौकीन आदमी है, बाइक वाइक देखा, सब किया, ठीक है मैं बताता हूँ, ये क्या है, ये तो चला गया। मैं मेरे कलीग को बोला, मेरे देख टाइम पास करना है, H2 देखना आया था, फोटो और सरप्राइजिंगली ही डिडंट क्लिक पिक्चर्स ऑफ हिम। तो यूजुअली क्या होता है ना, अरे सर मेरा फोटो क्लिक करके दिखाओ,
जो
मैं
लोग
कैसे
शो
दिख
ऑफ
रहा
के लिए
हूँ,
आते हैं, so that is a
मेरे
pretty
को
common.
फिर वो
Not
पोस्ट डाल
everyone, but
देंगे,
yeah, it's
नॉट
common.
एवरीबॉडी, बट या क्लिक अ पिक्चर, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं। अबाउट 2-3 days later he said like क्या रे, मतलब कब मिल सकती है बाइक, if I book the bike or if I make you a payment, what is so we don't say we need to order the bike, and funny part, we had one in stock in our in Orissa, so we had owners from Orissa, they had Kawasaki in Orissa also, so they had it in stock, और मैं बोला सर मेरे पास स्टॉक में है, I just have to ship it from Orissa to Gujarat.
Ahmedabad.
And he's like, ठीक है तो हूँ पैसा ना कुछ हूँ, and I think that time it was ex-showroom was about 36 lakhs, 36.99 or
So
35.99.
this is H2, not H2R.
No, the standard H2, but that was Gen 2 H2, the only H2
Okay.
that came
With that
with a
self-healing paint?
Yes, the self-healing paint, and used to come with a 248 HP power.
Yes.
So that was the only bike, so that makes it a unicorn. It's actually a unicorn. वो ये बहुत कम लोगों को मालूम है. I think in that era, this is pre-COVID era, 2019, because उसके बाद COVID आ गया था.
Yes.
That time I remember, I think Kawasaki sold about 4 or 5 examples of this particular bike, self-healing paint, and a little slightly bumped up, because the standard H2 they come out with 230 HP power. This was 248, self-healing paint, and so it was like not Gen 2, but thoda briefly modified engine. And after we sold it, we got to know that this was it. So yeah, he's like, ठीक है हूँ मैं पैसा डाल रहा हूँ, आप you
Typical Gujarati thing.
share,
I'll send you the payment.
Yeah, मैं भेजता हूँ पेमेंट. We were expecting 2 lakh, बुकिंग अमाउंट क्या ही देगा आदमी, 1 लाख 2 लाख रुपए ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या ही देगा, 5 लाख देगा, उससे ज्यादा तो मैंने नहीं देखे कि मैं लाइफ में बुकिंग अमाउंट. Next he sends me a photograph of a manual RTGS from his cooperative bank.
Was it a one shot?
Yeah, it was 36.19 and about the ex showroom.
Yes.
And I was like, and then he casually calls me कि विराज भाई मैंने आपको पेमेंट कर दिया है एक्स शोरूम का, बाकी का मैं ना 2-3 दिन में कर दूं तो चलेगा क्या? And I was like, हाँ
चलेगा,
क्यों नहीं चलेगा, दौड़ेगा सर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मैं मंगा लेता हूँ. That triggered, and then that's how I we both my colleague and we were looking at each other. I was like, क्या हो गया? And I was like, and that was actually first time he sold a Superbike to somebody.
Yes.
He's like, मैं बोला बॉस तूने एक पिनाकल बाइक बेची है बाइकिंग इन द होल मोटरसाइकिलिंग वर्ल्ड
yes,
so
yes, yes.
you should be proud of yourself
Yes,
like
I had this very same moment, but इसको फिर अगर बात करेंगे तो और वो लंबा हो जाएगा.
जी
But anyways, I have just saying this last line
yeah
that I have sell motorcycles to Gujaratis and non-Gujaratis, but this point, कि ठीक है मैं आपको पैसा बेचता हूँ, and when you see, oh, ये तो पूरा आ गया.
पूरा आ गया yeah
We were
that is-
not
that is
expecting this.
it of course
And
of course
this is something what I have seen कि ये audience थोड़ी सी वैसी है जिसके पास पैसा है. It is not that show off audience.
yeah
It is clear. उनको पता है कि मैं क्या ले रहा हूँ, क्यों ले रहा हूँ, और मैं इसके साथ क्या करने वाला हूँ, और मेरे पास काफी टाइम से उतना पैसा है.
correct
Well thinking, well planned,
very
and very
true.
rich type of
so
people.
this gentleman had the same idea
Exactly.
इनको बड़ा क्लियर था कि मुझे H2 लेना है
Exactly.
he has
And
been
even you just, sorry to interrupt, but आपने कहा कि he saw the motorcycle, and took 2 to 3 days of time. That means he is processing.
correct
He is thinking. He has the money. He knows that he wants a fascinating motorcycle. which completes like sit on this specific model or variant. कि हाँ ये मेरा नीड पूरा करेगा. उन्हें पता है, उनके पास वो पैसा है, उनके पास एक्सपीरियंस भी है. But this is something that maybe a young buyer.
the final thought कि कि मुझे should I go ahead with it should I take it should I
Exactly.
finally should I move ahead and
Exactly.
make the
ये
payment
processing बहुत important है.
important.
Even if you are young rider or even if you are matured rider, आप entry level ले रहे हो, बड़ी बाइक ले रहे हो, doesn't matter.
Man, absolutely
But
doesn't matter.
it should be very clear. Even if
What
you are
you
clear,
want.
yes,
what
exactly.
you want
exactly.
is वो clarity अगर रहती है ना तो it makes
हाँ.
our life as as dealers or in that matters people catering this kind of needs
Exactly.
very easy because then we can
उनके लिए भी
pinpoint
फिर उतना ही easy होता है.
pinpoint कर सकते हैं ना कि सर नहीं ये आपको ये गलत है ये आप नहीं ले सकते
Exactly.
या
फिर
फिर
सामने
ये
कुछ
हाँ कि this is the right or this is not the right one this is the right one
right.
you can help them choose and make sure that they are happy at the end of the day
फिर कुछ ऐसे कस्टमर्स भी है, ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं, दिस आर वेरी रेयर, बट even I had one customer, won't take his name, who was again and again coming to BMW. Okay, and his mind is like मुझे BMW लेना है. But I studied him. I used to study every customer, just like probably you are also been doing that, कि उसे क्या पसंद है या फिर what is his list and everything. तो it is a very common practice. हम पढ़ते हैं कस्टमर को कि भाई उसे क्या सही रहेगा उसके पर्पस के हिसाब से. So this customer was used to again and again and again come to my dealership. He was from Rajkot. Okay. And I was working in Ahmedabad. We were not having our showroom in Rajkot at that time. We used to go for sales events and all.
correct
But that type of people वो बार बार आके मुझे 310 आ लेना है, मुझे 310 आ लेना है. ओके आर नहीं, मुझे GS लेना है. एंड आई एम लाइक सर आप जो स्मूथनेस मांग रहे हो, ठीक है, आपको जो सिम्फनी चाहिए वो आप इसके लिए आप इस में मत जाओ. आई विल रेकमेंड टू यू कि आप जाओ और जाके निंजा 300 परचेस करो, क्योंकि वो आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट को शायद बेटर तरीके से फुलफिल करेगा.
करेक्ट
एंड दिस इज लाइक मैंने इनडायरेक्टली उनको पिच किया, थोड़ा सा डायरेक्टली किया, एंड स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली ऑन टेबल आई सेड दैट सर आई एम सॉरी टू से बट आई वोंट बी एबल टू सेल यू दिस मोटरसाइकिल, एंड इवन इफ यू हैव मनी आई विल रेकमेंड कि गो विद द निंजा 300. इट इज नॉट बिकॉज I don't want to sell you motorcycle, but it is because कि आपके लिए वो ज्यादा
बेटर सही है.
I don't want you to buy a motorcycle and regret it later.
Correct.
कि मैंने तो बेच लिया, अपना इंसेंटिव ले लिया, या फिर I hit the target or whatsoever. So this is something that few customers yet do, कि पोस्ट प्रोसेसिंग या फिर उतना प्रोसेसिंग नहीं करते, जबकि वही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है, राइट? इवन इफ यू हैव मनी एंड चॉइस एंड एवरीथिंग. एनीवेज, कमिंग टू अवर नेक्स्ट question, for final question for a small CC thing. that has 400cc segment reached to its peak? And if yes, then what's next coming?
Uh, so answer to that question is yes and no, because somewhere I feel that there is still a lot of potential
Hmm.
in this segment.
Hmm.
Because I'll take you to our initial discussion when I
Hmm.
started off that back in 2011, 2012.
Hmm. Hmm.
There was a gap, and
Hmm.
the 400 has actually filled in that gap.
Hmm.
Okay, where you have a decently powered motorcycle
Hmm.
to sharpen your skill sets.
Hmm.
Because again and again I've been telling all my biking career life that unless and until you develop a certain skill set, do not
Hmm.
buy a motorcycle just for the sake of buying it.
Exactly.
You need to
Or for completing
sharpen
your
it. Yeah, correct,
fascination.
fascinations. You
Hmm.
need to graduate. You
Hmm.
need to, you do your 10th, you do your 12th, then you do
Hmm.
your graduation, then you
Hmm.
do your post graduation,
Exactly.
और
Exactly.
then you
It's a
do your
step by
master,
step process.
PhD. That's all.
Hmm.
You can't like तुम 10th खत्म कर दिया, चलो अब मैं
हाँ.
PhD कर लेता हूँ. ऐसा
Exactly.
कहीं सुना नहीं है.
Exactly.
So this is exactly what even in the the biking, when you start riding a motorcycle, that's how it is about. Like
Exactly.
you need to understand the limitations of certain engines, then
Hmm.
move to a bigger one, then understand
Absolutely.
that, and then move to an even bigger one.
Absolutely.
So that will probably help you enjoy once you reach that liter class or plus liter
Exactly.
class
Exactly.
motorcycles. So
Exactly.
I think yes, the market is still there.
Hmm.
It is still going to take some time.
Hmm.
It's not going to have the same fate that the 250 had back then, because
Hmm.
वो आया और गया, किसी को पता नहीं चला.
Hmm.
uh,
Yet it was for 1 or 2 or 3 years.
कॉस्ट का भी एक
हाँ.
फैक्टर था, बिकॉज
हाँ.
बैक देन टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल निंजा 250 की बात करूं,
Hmm.
back then that bike was expensive for
Hmm.
the time zone.
Yes, but what I see is कि वहाँ पे भी we Indians stepped it well. Like Pulsar 220F
Yes,
for certain period of time.
but then
Let's
there
say
that was still under that 1.5 lakh rupee bike.
exactly, exactly. But it's like कि people slightly, our mentality
हाँ,
slightly
correct. So
climbed down.
to
कि
accept,
Pulsar 220,
yes,
yes,
to
Pulsar
accept,
220, then Duke 200, and
to
then
accept that a
yes,
motorcycle can cost 2 lakh rupees or
exactly.
above, in
That
that
was
that
not easy
acceptance was
for
not there,
us.
which was that's why the 250 died.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
CBR 250s were like was on a dying stage. The
Hmm.
ninjas got phased out.
Exactly.
I'm so happy and surprised at the same time that the Ninja 300 are still selling, and still
Selling.
they're making, they're the one of the most wonderful parallel twin engines.
Yes. Yes.
And it is so apt. It is
Hmm.
such a good motorcycle to start your
Hmm.
your biking
Hmm.
career, if you're looking for a sports tourer.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a very nice bike. So तो वो टाइम पे वो भी महंगा था,
Hmm.
and there was a gap, like uh, the Indian make motorcycles like Bajaj came out with the Pulsar.
Hmm.
There was, I think, R15 Yamaha,
Yes.
that created a lot
Yes.
of buzz
Yes.
in terms
Yes.
of
Yes.
super
Yes.
sports
It
and
is
all.
yet creating. मतलब
It is still,
लोग
but
300
तब
400 पे
उतना
पहुंच गए, but हाँ
उतना पैसा नहीं था वो बाइक
नहीं
का
था.
खरीदने के लिए.
Exactly.
लाइक आई रिमेम्बर द R15 was around 1,80,000.
हाँ.
एक 80, एक 75, एक 80 में ऑन रोड होता था. एंड पल्सर वाज अराउंड 150 160 के आसपास, उसका ऑन रोड हो जाता था. 220 या 220F था वो. सब 2 लाख रुपी मोटरसाइकिल्स, बोथ वर डूइंग फिनोमिनली वेल.
Hmm.
कि
Hmm.
जिसको देखो, लाइक जिसको लेना है, अब वो 150, वो 220 पावर अगर देखेंगे तो उतना कुछ था नहीं.
हाँ नहीं.
It was not there. So then again, you
Hmm.
are getting a bike shaped like a super bike,
हाँ.
but not a super bike.
Not a super bike.
So that was there. So that then comes this zone
Exactly.
where bikes are looking like normal motorcycles. Like अगर Triumph Speed 400 की बात करेंगे ना, they'll be normal looking motorcycle, like a modern classic.
Exactly.
तो यार 40 HP का पावर है, there is upside down forks, there is traction control, there is
हाँ.
so much of power. It gives you that thrill of
Exactly.
riding a 400cc motorcycle. So यहीं कहीं वो graduation का जो step था, from like A to B to C to D. So that A was there, then there was D, there was no B
Hmm.
and C. So this
Hmm.
fills that up. So
Exactly.
it is very essential and
Step by step
yeah,
process.
it's great that it is seeing its peak right now.
Hmm.
It is at a level where everybody wants a
Hmm.
piece of cake
Hmm. Hmm.
of that segment.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's a rat race. Like
Exactly.
even there are reports coming out from automotive journalists, or in that matter magazines, or in that matter social media. Okay, what the normal bikes का sale क्या हुआ, and then there is 350 and 400 cc में क्या sales हो रहे
Sale
हैं,
हुआ.
and then so and so and so forth.
Right. Right.
So I'm glad that it is getting recognized. I'm glad that people are now moving to that. They don't mind that आज मेरा मोटरसाइकिल मुझे 40-50 का माइलेज नहीं देगा, चलेगा, बट मुझे 30 का दे रहा है, तो आई एम हैप्पी
Hmm.
विद दैट 30 kmpl माइलेज, बिकॉज आई एम गेटिंग द थ्रिल.
Hmm.
मेरे को 40 HP एक्सपीरियंस करने को मिल रहा है,
Hmm.
जो आज से कुछ साल पहले नहीं हो रहा था.
Exactly.
You were still playing around 20-22 HP motorcycles.
Hmm.
Enfields की बात कर ले,
Hmm.
18 bhp का पावर था,
Hmm.
350 cc था,
Hmm.
but it created a magnanimous market for itself
Exactly.
in 2011 2012. I still remember.
Exactly.
So I'll tell you that it is a very 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 funny thing. My love for Royal Enfield started when I saw Katrina Kaif on it. Right, I'll be very honest with it. Like, I saw this
Yeah,
movie.
everyone has their own
I
stupid
saw this
stories.
movie, and I think kudos to
In
Siddharth
fact,
Lal.
sorry to interrupt you
Yeah.
once again, but like my dad were sitting with me one day and discussing कि यार CBR 250 यार कैसी है.
Hmm.
And I am a kid who is who has just completed his 10th and now he has choose कि मुझे डिप्लोमा करना है इन ऑटोमोबाइल्स इंजीनियरिंग और उसके बाद मेरे जो भी आगे जर्नी रही, बट आई वॉज इन दैट स्टेज. सो आई एम लाइक कि आपको बाइक पसंद है करके. एट दैट टाइम ही यूज टू ओन करिश्मा ZMR.
Hmm.
तो बिफोर ही बॉट द ZMR आई वॉज लाइक व्हाट इज दिस, क्या है, क्यों लेना है ऐसा. तो उन्होंने ZMR लिया. देन आई सॉ अ एड ऑफ ऋतिक रोशन
Correct. Yes.
एंड देन आई गॉट इन्फ्लुएंस्ड. तो फिर आई वॉज लाइक सपोर्टिव टूवर्ड्स दैट.
Yes.
Then it was his time to get fascinated.
Yes.
So after ZMR, he thought to upgrade because that was 200cc, and that was like big fairing, small engine.
Correct.
Right. So after that, he made a decision to go with a quarter liter segment. So वहाँ पे he made his mindset कि मैं जाऊँगा Honda CBR 250 लेके आऊँगा. But meanwhile, he got distracted towards Ninja 250R.
Correct.
And then his fascination played the role. I'm glad that he made a pretty good and healthy decision.
Correct.
But this is, how fascination works. आप लेने कुछ और जाते हो, लेके
Of
कुछ
course.
और आते हो.
Of course. I'll tell you, it is
But
how you connect with the
हाँ,
masses.
हाँ. But I'm glad, and this is what I will like to give you an example with कि your life is too big. Okay.
Yes.
Climb slowly. मजा आएगा वो जाने
Correct.
में.
Correct. The journey is
Exactly.
always exciting.
It's like if you buy 200 or 250cc मोटरसाइकिल, एक बार आपने ले लिया, उसके बाद में अगर आपने लीटर क्लास ले लिया तो उसे हैंडल करना, चलाना, टेम करना, एवरीथिंग इज डिफिकल्ट एंड प्रोबेबली लेट्स से इम्पॉसिबल फॉर वेरी फ्यू. बट इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप नहीं ही कर पाओगे, चलो कर भी लोगे, बट वो जो मजा है ना,
वो नहीं, वो सही. That is
इट्स
what.
लाइक कि अच्छा इसमें
The graduation, the
खत्म हो जाएगा
process,
फिर
the
वो
process of graduation is then
is
is taken
important.
away. Anyways, so this was so again, marketing of the
Hmm.
product is also very important, and that I think the movie was called Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara,
Yes.
where she asks, like, do you still ride the motorcycle, and then she takes
Yes,
the
yes,
keys
yes,
and
yes,
she
yes,
goes
yes.
behind
and goes and
behind the
kissing
hero,
scene
and
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So that bike, and when you see when I went, that is when I really, and I think the marketing team at deserves, I think, a phenomenal raise if Siddharth, if this goes to Siddharth Lal, बॉस क्या स्ट्रैटेजी है यार, मतलब हाउ डिड यू लाइक, मैं तो सिंपल बता रहा हूँ, यू कुड हैव हैड फरहान अख्तर, you could have had Abhay Deol sit on the bike and
But
ride.
you gave
You
it
could
to
have had
Katrina Kaif.
Hrithik Roshan sit on the bike and ride.
Ah,
You give the bike to Katrina Kaif at that point, and I think she still
that
looks
was a
stunning.
brave step in terms of
Wow! And I
marketing
was like, यार ये
and
हो गया,
surprising.
and you know what did it मतलब अगर अपने मार्केटिंग के हिसाब से अगर देखते हैं तो क्या दिखा उसके अंदर कि एक
Yes,
लड़की भी रॉयल एनफील्ड चला सकती है,
exactly.
बिकॉज रॉयल एनफील्ड हैड दैट crazy notion that
Yes.
they are heavy, they are very difficult to ride, and
Hmm.
they broke that
Symbol of muscularity.
exactly,
Hmm.
and they वो उसने तोड़ दिया,
Hmm.
एक झटके में
Yes.
तोड़ दिया
That was like pinpointing, girls.
exactly
कि if
कि यार
Katrina can, why you
तुम
can't?
तुम क्यों नहीं चला सकते,
Exactly.
of
हाँ.
course, तो वही था कि that created that whole demand, and it really jump started a revolution I guess, बिकॉज
Hmm.
उसके बाद रॉयल एनफील्ड ने जो काम किया है, आई थिंक
Hmm.
10 साल में दे हैव रीच्ड अ पोजीशन
Yes.
वेयर यू नो इवन Triumph they came up with a competitive bike to the brand, they are not anywhere near of what their sales figures are,
Hmm.
and this is across India.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
even though they have made a flawless motorcycle,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you don't, you're not in the last 1 year, you've not heard any recall, or in that matter any issues with the speed 400 and the scrambler 400, एक फुल प्रूफ बोलते हैं ना, फर्स्ट मतलब एक पहला बाइक निकाला, सही बाइक निकाला, ऑलमोस्ट नेक्स्ट टू जीरो फॉल्ट्स, 99% प्रॉपर बाइक था,
Correct.
but still you are like not there, like you're not, okay, why? So that why is because एक कल्ट फैक्टर, एक मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी, एक इट बिकम्स अ हाउस होल्ड नेम.
See, it's like what I feel, that we live in a country जहाँ पे आप जाके किसी को बोलो कि ये रही मेरी चाबी, जाके मेरा मोपेड लेके आओ.
हाँ,
People will not understand.
एक्टिवा लेके आओ,
Exactly,
एग्जैक्टली सही
exactly.
है.
And Royal Enfield has a very vital role. आज उनका जो सेल्स फिगर है, उनका मार्केट है, इज कि उन्होंने अपनी एक बाइक की आइडेंटिटी, या फिर उन्होंने अपनी कंपनी की आइडेंटिटी, या फिर अब जो भी गिनो कि दिस इज रॉयल, दिस इज मस्कुलिन, दिस इज हैवी, दिस इज बिल्ड फॉर पीपल हु आर हैविंग स्ट्रेंथ, दिस हैज दिस ह्यूज वाइब्रेशन, दिस इज सिंपल
करेक्ट,
मिनिमलिस्टिक.
करेक्ट
तो वो उन्होंने बहुत स्ट्रांग रखा है.
जी.
बट व्हाट आई बिलीव इज कि अगर उनका वो मार्केटिंग मार्केटिंग अगर निकाल दिया जाए, तो दैट इज नॉट अ that much deserving, or utna.
Of course, it's a well marketed product. Like
Exactly, it's just a well marketed
it
product.
is it's a brilliantly marketed product.
Yeah,
They
but
have
only brilliantly marketed, not engineerized.
correct. They of course grew, like
Exactly.
धीरे धीरे उनका जो
Yes,
first.
but again, sorry to interrupt you again. Even they are growing, okay.
Yeah.
But even if they are having this huge market, selling this much number of motorcycles, I will like to say this thought of mine which I have observed, कि वो कंपनी के पास कहीं ना कहीं आगे जाके क्या करना, उसका वो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड अभी भी उनका क्लियर नहीं है. और इतने बड़े गेटिंग दिस मच अमाउंट ऑफ फाइनेंसेस, and not working hardcore on engineering side, that is a big drawback for them.
Eventually,
And eventually in future that might hit them.
might hit them, correct, but for now
It is
they
not
are
going.
ruling
Yeah,
the
yes,
350
yes,
450 cc
absolutely,
motorcycles,
absolutely.
and they're moving brilliantly.
Hmm.
They are doing absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
And I think they are the market leaders.
It's like Bajaj also said, हाथी मत पालो, but still people are
People पाल
हाथी
रहे हैं,
चाहिए.
हाँ
हाँ.
पाल रहे हैं, correct है वो, उसमें there is, you can't break it, you, because
Exactly.
they've embedded so deep,
Exactly.
and they have also taken a lot of time. It takes time.
And even it is in yet Indian mentality. Like I have seen, so many people, or not people, I would like to say, kids who are just turning 18 and want to get their first
First
motorcycle.
one, bullet.
It's like बुलेट ओके, बट इट्स लाइक पापा मुझे ड्यूक 200 चाहिए, नहीं पापा मुझे ड्यूक 390 चाहिए, नहीं पापा मुझे कोई भी अदर बाइक लाइक मुझे BMW दिला दो, नहीं मुझे अपाची दिला दो 310R, नहीं पापा मुझे रॉयल एनफील्ड चाहिए, हाँ इट्स दैट टाइप ऑफ अ थिंग अच्छा रॉयल एनफील्ड ही तो चाहिए, हाँ दिला देते हैं, दैट टाइप ऑफ अ परसेप्शन कि 200 एंड अबाउट 200 सीसी या फिर बिलो 350 इज येट लाइक क्या करेगा,
हाँ,
कहीं गिर विर
जाएगा।
बट इफ इट कम्स टू रॉयल एनफील्ड दे आर
He
लाइक
knows that, okay, हाँ, ठीक
रॉयल
है,
एनफील्ड चाहिए,
it's
और
fine.
कहीं ना कहीं सम इट कम्स आल्सो इन हेरिडिटरी
हाँ, of
कि
course.
पापा
हाँ,
को
हाँ,
चाहिए
yes, yes,
थी,
yes,
उनके
yes.
पास या तो थी या फिर नहीं थी, तो
Enfields
बेटा
have
लेगा
been,
तो हाँ मैं भी चलाऊंगा।
इंडिया में Enfields have been through ages, मतलब सालों हो गए उसको, इमोशन वही रहा है।
Exactly.
Emotions are very important.
Exactly.
I think they played well with the emotions.
Exactly.
ये एक
Even
to
अभी
sum
भी
it up,
उनके कमर्शियल में have stay royal or something
yeah,
ऐसा
so
कुछ
I'll tell
था।
you what, they had this fantastic campaign when they launched their Bullet. They upgraded to the engine to the newer one, the less vibrations one. The most refined Royal Enfield, I could say, is right now what they're getting. And I think they partnered with His Highness Laksharat Singh of Udaipur, and Bullet Meri Jaan. That was the whole campaign thing where he owns a lot of Royal Enfields, and they, they said his side of the story, like about how his attraction towards the Enfields and कितना पुराना उनके पास है, और अब ये वाला
Exactly.
लॉन्च कर रहे हैं with still that whole hand painted
Exactly.
this thing, and also that heritage is there. So
Exactly.
what best to launch a product or have a campaign with a person associated with a lot of heritage, because Laksharat Singh has a lot of heritage. His father's father were the king of Mewar, right? And that is something. It comes with a lot of rich history and all of that, and so
Exactly.
does the motorcycle.
Exactly. But if you take an example of a Harley Davidson, okay, so it's like Harley Davidson recently, like 2 years back or 2.5 years back, launched their Pan America. Now it is like Harley Davidson is a old brand. They tried it with one or two motorcycles के कुछ modern करके देखते हैं. But it's like खुद के पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मारना.
I kind of agree.
Exactly, right? So उन्होंने अपना मार्केटिंग, अपना ब्रांड परसेप्शन ये सब इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग कर दिया कि if you are entering into the Harley Davidson showroom, you must be clear that you want something like
Cruiser.
48,
Correct,
Fat
or
Boy,
cruisers,
that
correct.
type of a thing, right? And then suddenly they realize कि हमारे सारे cruisers के customers are diverting towards adventure. Every Harley Davidson, when I was working with BMW, it is that phase of time when every Harley, almost not every specific, but almost every Harley rider, big bike rider,
Yes.
wants
GS,
to
yes.
enter and wants to have a 1250 GS or GSA, because that is in flagship, and it is absolutely with no doubt it is in flagship.
Yeah.
I have driven it, I have sold it, and in every way. So now what happens. Harley Davidson wakes up and we want to make a adventure bike, and within very short amount of time. So making a motorcycle which is very comparable to a flagship adventure is a tough job, and that's what they might have realized. But इतना engineering डालने के बाद
कि
भी
नहीं हुआ.
हाँ,
Correct.
नहीं हुआ.
Correct.
And now their market is like declining, yet people has this clear thought कि अगर हमें एक इतना like cruiser और वैसा चाहिए तो Harley Davidson is a place. But even Indian Chief and other motorcycling companies are, but उनका वो strong है. But again, if you see the stacks, Harley Davidson is coming this.
Correct.
Royal Enfield is going this. But my point of view is, if you don't change your vision, if you don't change your products, okay, एक ही engine पे, if you are bringing 10 different body parts or slightly changing the chassis, वो भी आपकी टूटती है, ठीक है, which is a very bad thing while you are representing a country like India, ठीक है.
Correct.
तो आपको थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा केयर लेना चाहिए कि आप अपने देश का भी वो नाम को आगे लेके जाओ. If you have this much huge funding and everything, engineers and everything, and still उनकी आज की डेट में भी उनकी चैसी टूट जाती है, हिमालयन की चैसी टूट जाती है. This is like what? This is like a joke to me, to be honest. I shouldn't say this on podcast, but this is not a fair enough thing.
Correct.
Right? You must have some vision. You must have some hardcore engineering. Okay, just putting a TFT on a screen is not worth it, or just
True.
adding few more features is not worth it. Okay, because this is much more important, or it becomes much more important.
Correct.
When you have huge amount of customers in your lineup, like
Correct.
existing customers.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
तो दे ऑल्सो एक्सपेक्ट कि उनकी कंपनी की ब्रांड इमेज अच्छी हो, या फिर उन्हें फ्यूचर में कुछ अपग्रेड भी करना
पड़ा,
तो दैट विल बी the same brand that they might like to go with.
True.
Okay, so coming to next question,
yes,
which is like slightly for big bikes. Okay, so what are the top 5 motorcycles you might like to recommend for the people you have been like who have been riding 400cc or sub 400cc segment?
See,
any 5, like as per your knowledge, or best.
If you have to categorize it into cruisers, sports.
So let's do one thing. Let's categorize in 5 different segments.
Yeah.
And one each.
Yeah. So cruisers, we can categorize it to cruisers. You can categorize into adventure.
Okay.
Super sports.
Okay.
Sports touring and naked.
Okay.
So I'll give you one of each.
Okay.
As
First,
per my
adventure.
So yeah, let's start with the adventure. Adventure. I feel the GS1250, GSA 1250 is by far the best adventure touring motorcycle that you can buy right now. I can't comment on the 1300 because it's still too early to say.
Yes.
How the 1300 is going to, but it has a
even the numbers are not going.
So it has a immense
question
heritage
marks
and legacy that they need to carry forward from the 1250 GSA. Because अपना earlier discussion ये हो रहा था कि you were asking, you were telling me that a lot of Harley customers have moved to a GSA or a BMW. Do you know why? Because there's a very, very good reason. Why? Because it offers the same level of comfort when you sit on a GS.
More comfort. Yeah,
more comfort than a cruiser. Like, so I can tell you that the people moving from a Fat Boy or a Heritage Softail, or in that matter a Street Bob or a Fat Bob, which are like comfortable, very, very comfortable to very comfortable motorcycles. Absolutely. Of Harley Davidson, and then they moved to a GSA.
Absolutely.
A, because they give the same amount of comfort, and B is that the ride posture
exactly
that the GSA has to offer
exactly
is not very, it's not, I can say similar, but it offers us a crazy level of comfort to the cruiser segment.
Exactly.
So which means it makes it a very logical choice for a cruiser guy to move to a GS. And I'll tell you another thing. A cruiser guy is not essentially a young guy.
Exactly.
He is either in the mid 40s or in the mid 30s or even older people. I've seen 60-year-old people riding Harleys and moving to a GSA.
Yes.
So so that's that. So the pinnacle of adventure touring motorcycles would be a GSA for sure. There is no doubt. And we will only talk about the bikes that are available in India because that makes more sense. और कोई बाइक की बात करेंगे तो फिर वो मिलता तो है नहीं तो क्या ही करें. So that is not going to work.
Relevant.
So I think it's there. And in the adventure, I like to put 2 motorcycles. One is that, and if I look at something under 1000cc, so I would like to uh, you know pinpoint a
Tiger
Tiger
900.
900 Rally Pro.
Yes.
That bike is so balanced,
Hmm.
and if why the Rally Pro, there's a GT version and a Rally
Hmm.
Pro version.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would say the Rally Pro because the 900 Rally Pro has has super level of off-road and on-road capabilities.
Capabilities.
The whole twin subframe, the twin setup of the chassis, the torquey 900 triple, the beautiful suspensions, and I think the way the bike is in terms of the whole ride posture, the center of gravity being so low,
Solo. Well
you can
balanced
you're
actually.
very balanced, very balanced.
Hmm.
You can flick it, like
Exactly.
you can take it to places where you've not, you thought, my
Explored
bikes
yet.
would not work.
Hmm.
And somewhere I'll tell you why this makes it to the list is
Hmm.
the poor and unavailability of the Africa Twin in India,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because that
which,
is a motorcycle, which can again slightly hammer or bang probably 900.
and of course, because because it's not much, it's not, you don't find it
Exactly.
rare. We really don't need to talk about it
Exactly. And
because the
Africa Twin is not currently available in this 900cc segment in
no,
India, right?
no,
In
no, it
India.
is not.
Hmm.
So these are the two that makes it to
Hmm.
the adventure.
Hmm.
The Rally Pro is actually very nice motorcycle to own.
Hmm.
Then you talk about cruisers.
Hmm. Okay, before we move
Hmm.
to the cruisers, slightly like to add something. Definitely Tiger 900. I saw that in last year IBW, and I was literally, like, what you say, convinced by what Triumph offers.
Hmm.
And I will surely like to visit your dealership and drive it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Rally Pro version if you have, or even Tiger 900.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is a motorcycle, and it is any day way far better than GS 850.
Uh, could say it. Yes,
Yes,
could say it.
as per my opinion, it is.
Yes,
Okay,
I could say it
yeah,
because it offers a lot of see. At the end of the day, you need a rider motorcycle connect. You
exactly.
can't depend upon a lot of electronics.
Yes, but
Uh,
basically, why I did state that point is because of BMW is known for its center of gravity, weight balance, and things. But somehow the front end from 850
hmm,
yet feels much more heavier to me,
right.
and certainly that doesn't makes much more sense, especially when you have driven 1250.
Correct.
Getting my
Yeah,
point?
the better BMW to buy rather than
Exactly.
correct. I
I'm
agree.
not making this out,
Hmm.
okay, and I'm not what you say, इसको बढ़ा चढ़ा के मैं नहीं बोलना चाहता,
Hmm.
but this is not wrong if I will say that few of the customers has been riding 310 GS when I was working with BMW, and फिर हमने उनको 1250 बेचा है. And
Correct.
as I sold earlier, that we are not making customers, we are not brainwashing them कि
Hmm.
ले लो चला
Hmm.
पाओगे ऐसा है वैसा है. It is actually very comfortable and मतलब adaptable for ऑडियंस. लाइक 300 के बाद भी आप 1250 GS GSA को हैंडल कर पाओगे, आप
Correct.
उसके परफॉर्मेंस को, एंड इट इज any day, take it anywhere
But yeah,
motorcycle.
it is a well balanced
And
motorcycle.
it is durable as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it, like उसका strength है उतना कि आप उसको कहीं पे भी गिरा दो पटक दो. And when you said like कि हार्लेस के कस्टमर्स ने भी ये लिया, okay, so definitely riding posture and things, but just adding a bit more spices and fact of realities, which you also know, कि normal motorcycle what we see has 2 or 3 dampers in
Mm,
front.
mm, mm.
It could be the two upside down
Correct.
suspension
Folks. Yeah.
forks, okay, telescopic upside down forks, यूएस डी जो अपन
Mhm.
उसको कहते हैं वो ठीक है, अपसाइड डाउन फोक्स, और उसके अलावा काफ़ी में डैम्पनर होता है विच इज़ suspension, no, sorry, not suspension dampener.
horizontal suspension, like
Yeah,
इस
it's like
तरह से
this,
steering damper.
steering damper, exactly. But BMW took it slightly away
Ahead.
ahead. They put it another suspension. It's like a monoshock,
Yes.
and it is, I don't exactly remember. Probably they call it as a telelever. Okay, so they have two suspension working vertically, plus that telelever, plus that telelever, and that suspension dampener.
Correct.
Okay, which controls the tank slapping. Okay,
हाँ,
so they have that. Okay, four dampening in front
in front.
and two dampening in rear. How? They have slightly, a dampening in their shaft casing,
Okay.
and another dampening is in their monoshock.
Monoshock.
So these are the brilliant things that BMW
Correct.
has
It was a
done
well engineered motorcycle. It's a very well
to
engineered
make it a
motorcycle.
flagship.
Correct.
And even the power, it has 7 different riding modes.
Yeah.
And as you know, that calibration of a BMW is so precise
Yeah,
for
it's
their
very
handling.
precise. Yeah.
यानी कि उसके
Yeah,
टक्कर
German
में
engineering can be witnessed in
exactly,
their product. It can
exactly,
be वो मतलब it's worth the buck.
exactly,
You get
exactly,
you get the worth. मतलब लग रहा है कि यार 28 लाख का बाइक है, क्या
exactly,
मैं क्यों खर्चूं,
and
तो you
phenomenal
get it. Yeah.
braking,
Yeah.
phenomenal
As
braking,
I said, it's an overall package that should make it to the
yes,
list of top 5 bikes
exactly,
in the adventure.
yes,
So yeah, that makes it.
definitely. Coming to next segment, cruisers, you were saying.
Yes, cruisers. So there are, I'll categorize it into, if you want to keep it above 800 cc, अगर इसको वही पकड़ के 650 जाएंगे तो फिर बहुत कुछ ऑप्शन आ जाता है. तो अगर 800 सीसी के ऊपर अगर हम क्रूजर्स की बात करें, आई विल इनकलकेट क्रूजर्स इन इसके अंदर. आई विल ऐड मॉडर्न क्लासिक आल्सो, एंड आई विल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ अदर फैक्टर्स आल्सो. सो आई
But
फील
yet modern classic should be on side, or like आप उसको cruiser में गिनना चाहते हो या फिर उसको फिर कैसे करना है?
okay, then we'll have the
Like
sixth variant
pure, हाँ,
of a
pure cruisers
cruiser.
let's talk, फिर
So
modern
look at
classic को अपन एक बार
cruisers.
गिन देंगे.
I think in the market right now, there are Harleys that are available, and then there is the Rocket 3, and then there is the Ducati Diavel that is there as a a cruiser bike. Out of the lot, I still feel the bike that does justice to a cruiser, a proper cruiser, like a relaxed position, you are not stressed out, is a Harley.
Yes.
Is still a Harley. And to be precise, those big bikes of the Harleys, the Street Glide, or in that one, the Road King. Road King is, as its names, it's called the Road King for a reason. That cruiser is by far the most balanced, the most entertaining, and the most easy to ride big touring motorcycle of Harley. There is absolutely no effort in riding that bike.
Even in terms of
if you want to ride it in the city, you can ride it in the city.
okay,
It is that easy to ride.
okay,
I think that would be my cruiser, bike
choice of
cruiser. If I want something unique, or if there is, like, again, I'll put another one, is the Rocket, because the sheer presence of the Rocket, the sheer the torque that you feel it's a super cruiser.
Hmm.
That if you want to categorize it into a super cruiser, it's the super cruiser.
Hmm.
So it,
It's like full stop.
yeah, it's you can't think beyond it, because that if you get that, then you don't know what to go ahead of.
It's like पहले ZX14R आती थी, that was full stop.
Pinnacle, उसके बाद
हाँ,
आगे कुछ नहीं हो
exactly.
सकता
अभी
है.
के time में Buza is full stop
Correct,
in that segment.
correct. So yeah, so cruiser, I still feel Road King kills every competition. It's a brilliant motorcycle to ride.
It must be.
Yeah, and if you categorize it into super cruisers, which is very very prominently placed, is like either the Diavel or the Rocket. I would any day choose a Rocket over a Diavel, because Diavel behaves like a Superbike.
Exactly. Every Ducati bike
And
feels like
it
that.
feels like a cruiser. So
Exactly.
so either, so I have this identity an
Identity
identity issue.
crisis.
Yeah, an identity issue, that
Yeah.
what is it
Your
trying
purpose,
to,
yeah.
what is it trying to do?
So-
Because the engine
हाँ.
is wants to behave like a Superbike.
And
The
entire
posture
vehicle
is,
and posture is different, yeah.
is a cruiser. So there is a conflict, constant
Yes,
conflict
yes.
with the rider.
It's like what you say,
You can't ride
multi-split
that.
personality.
A split personality. It's like
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll Hyde kind of a thing, where the engine is like always, it's always
Yes,
like,
yes,
okay,
yes,
it's always
yes,
want to
yes.
do something fast, something
yes.
fun. But the right posture is cruiser. So
Yes.
I think cruiser is more relaxed, more fun,
Exactly.
more point A to point B, where you're enjoying the ride.
Atmosphere and
You feel everything.
yeah,
like,
you enjoy the
want to-
ride, and it's
you
not
want to,
about
yeah, just want to
adrenaline, yeah.
chill, and not feel tired at the end of the day, not give too much of attention while riding, you're not
Exactly.
too much focused. So
This
yeah,
is something I have seen with every Ducati motorcycle. So maybe it be their own identity thing, or their own perception, or their own separate aim के हाँ ये तो achieve करना ही है. But it's like with every Ducati कि उनके अंदर वो वही उनका जो बॉटम एंड में उतना पावर देना, कि हल्का सा throttle बोलो and it's like
yeah,
you know
it just guns. It
yeah,
guns for it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It may be the Scrambler, it may be the Hyper Motorrad, it
Yeah,
may be the Monster,
it's still
even Diavel, as you were
yeah,
saying, right?
yeah.
It's like थोड़ा सा throttle खोलो and Ducati दिखा देगी कि बेटा
Yeah,
calm down
calm
yourself.
down. Correct,
I am
correct.
Ducati. Yes. So that's
Yeah.
sure thing.
Then
Next segment.
we'll move to sports, and
Yeah.
we'll put it into two categories, because I would like to mention a particular bike in this sports category. So in the sports category, I feel the S1000 RR does entire justice to it.
Exactly.
It is by far the best super sport motorcycle money
Maybe
can buy.
not visually right
No,
now.
it doesn't even matter visually.
Yeah.
It technologically, the way it is designed, the way it feels, the way it rides, the way it's engineered, the way the options that you get with it, and that is all justified. The price tag is justified. So I feel you don't need to look beyond. You have cheaper options. You have options which are which are there but not readily available,
Yes.
like the CBR 1000 Triple R. A fantastic bike, but कहाँ मिलता है?
Yes. Yes.
You, even if you get one, what are you gonna do with it? Because कल कुछ हो गया उसके अंदर, तुम कहाँ लेके जाओगे?
कहाँ
जो
लेके
बंदा एक्टिवा रिपेयर कर रहा है वो रिपेयर करेगा.
Exactly.
तो वो एक कांस्टेंट है ना. You are not uncertain.
Exactly.
And so
and you will
does-
never wish कि जो
Yeah.
बंदा, like, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it's like you want a
you need a service network.
experienced
You need
person.
you need that. So
Huh.
you need to have that differentiation, where at least you have a peace of mind. You're buying a bike who call that what about 30-40 lakhs. You need a you will spend money over it. तो मुझे वो एक सिक्योरिटी चाहिए कि मुझे मेरी बाइक को कुछ नहीं. तो नेकेड्स की बात अगर करें, तो नेकेड मोटरसाइकिल्स में I would put the Street Triple RS as
Absolutely.
the best one, because
Absolutely.
that 765cc engine is, I think, more than enough to do whatever you want, and
It's a smooth. It has that
grunt,
symphony
smooth,
and that whistle.
and it's light.
Yeah, and that whistle,
Yeah,
like
the
it's
triple
light,
whistle.
it's
It's
light.
light. It's phenomenally light.
Maybe the ground clearance can be an issue for few people.
Not really, because I think all motorcycles of that segment are around that same
Yes, but what I
uh,
have
ground
experienced that,
clearance.
it bangs sometime. But
But
anyways,
that so does the Z900, and so does the Monster, and so does the
other
other
motorcycles as
motorcycles
well.
that are there.
But that is slightly,
So I think the naked one takes
unpractical.
the cake. I
Mhm.
think it is one of the best
Yeah,
middleweight motorcycles,
absolutely.
and it is pretty easier to maintain one also.
And it's like आपको बार बार उसमें सोचना भी
कुछ
नहीं
नहीं पड़ा.
पड़ेगा.
This is a
It's
go
like आपको उस
plug
segment
and
में
play.
अगर चाहिए, हाँ,
Plug and play. It is
plug and
very
play.
very very apt and very very good for everyday
वो आपको
motorcycling,
हमेशा
long
खुश
rides.
रखने वाली बाइक है.
Totally.
Yes,
The,
yes,
the the ride posture, everything. It's just perfect. It's just everything is just there.
definitely.
Talking about the modern classics, I think we covered adventures, we covered cruisers, we went to super sport and sports touring, and then here we are at the last one. The middle is modern classics. I think
Hmm.
modern classics, a Triumph takes this by a mile, like, because the Bonneville range,
Versatility. Yeah.
super. Like, you have a lot of it, but
Even I have ridden Bonneville. What's that? A2 or A8 something?
A3,
A3. Yeah,
A3.
I have ridden that A3 in Baroda. It was like 26,000 kilometer driven,
Hmm.
and I was not expecting this much amount of smoothness
Smoothness,
from
yes,
Triumph.
correct.
Okay, but it feels like I mean, every modern classic might look like आपने सब चला लिया, ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट, ठीक है, इट्स
Right.
लाइक आपने एडवेंचर चला लिया, सब कुछ चला लिया आपने, नेकेड चला लिया, स्पोर्ट्स चला लिया, सब चला लिया, उसके बाद क्या? सो मे बी आई फील दैट
Modern classics are that.
मॉडर्न क्लासिक्स,
Absolutely.
इट्स लाइक वो आपका रिटायरमेंट प्लान है.
I agree. I completely agree to it, because
Or
uh,
else if you are too much sophisticated and you want minimalistic things.
exactly. ये चाहिए. So I'll tell you what, one particular motorcycle in the Bonneville series is the T120. It's a 1200cc, very classic looking motorcycle. I think it's one of the best motorcycles that you can ride. City, highway, both. It's got best of both worlds. Riding modes, traction control, cruise control.
Yes.
So I think ये जो है, ये इसमें you look no further. This is one of the best modern classics that money can buy right now.
Yes, yes.
It is superb. It is, but it's your money. It's money's worth.
Definitely.
Completely money's worth.
Definitely. It's like, not much more fascinating, but you ride it. And it has that capability that
Correct.
it can change your mind.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can ride it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It can be your everyday motorcycle. It can be a long ride motorcycle. It can be your cross country
Even the
motorcycle.
cooling was pretty good.
Yeah, it is, and it's easier to maintain also.
Yes.
Triumphs are surprisingly very easy
Yes,
to
yes,
maintain
yes,
than any
yes.
other motorcycle or other
Yes.
European
You
motorcycles.
can
I would
even, it won't be bad if we can say that it's cheap to maintain.
say. Of course, it's
Right.
Of course it is cheaper. It's cheaper on your pocket to maintain a
Yeah.
Triumph.
Comparatively to other bikes.
Of course,
Not
other
saying
European
cheaper,
bikes.
yeah, in
Other
general.
European bikes, because I know that BMW has a tendency of a little bit on the expensive side.
Yes, yes.
So
it
does
does
the
have.
Italian Ducatis.
It does have.
So I think among the three, I think Triumph is decent enough.
Yes, yes, yes. Done. Last and final question from my end to you.
Yeah.
Okay, which maybe most of the audience would like to hear.
Yes.
We have seen this trend and craze of EVs and hybrids growing
Yes,
in
yes.
passenger vehicles or in cars, whatever you like to
Mhm.
call it. We even saw the brand which you have worked just before Triumph with,
Correct.
Kawasaki. Right?
Yes.
They have also came up with their hybrid thing.
Yes.
Then Ultraviolet, our own Indian brand,
Correct.
doing absolutely good. I'm not sure about the numbers, okay, but that is, that product deserves to grow, not because of the EV, but because of what product they offer, like fit and finish,
Correct.
designing,
Correct.
aerodynamics, that type of things. So Ultraviolet is also there, and there are other few international brands as well. who are working on the EVs.
Correct.
Okay. Now, my point of view and my entire study is different on that. But I like to, take this question to you, that what is your, intuitions, or what is your study on the, future of the EV? What you have observed, and, what
See,
are your point of views?
EV is definitely the future. There's no doubt about it because, but uh, it's not that it is going to kill the IC engines.
Hmm.
Uh, EV is in India. EVs are still 10 years away. The resources that is required for mass production of EVs, or in that matter the range that IC engines offer, are still about 5-7 years of more R&D, and then you would reap the fruits maybe 10 years down the line. Maybe 10 years later, if we are sitting with a podcast, we would be talking about how good the IC engines are, but how great the EVs are giving a competition to the IC engines. Maybe that discussion could be going on, in a similar podcast like this. So my take on the EV is very simple. It has time. B, it has a huge potential of improvement in terms of range, in terms of power modulation, in terms of spares availability, in terms of if something goes wrong, how do I repair it? Like, for example, if your phone conks off, you go and buy another one, or you get it repaired. If you they say repairing का cost ज़्यादा है तो इसको अपने नया ले लेते हैं. Can you do that in a 20 lakh or a 30 lakh rupee car, or a 4-5 लाख रुपी मोटरसाइकिल
No.
के एक साल में बस खराब हो गया, अब पता नहीं क्या, अब नहीं उसको रिपेयर नहीं कर सकते, नया ले लो. ऐसा तो नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज इंजन सीज हो गया, इंजन टूट गया, या फिर कुछ भी होता है इसी इंजन को, वो रिपेयर हो जाता
हाँ.
है, या कुछ पार्ट नया डल जाता है, और इट इज यू कैन यूज इट.
Replace few things and
Replace
it
few
will
things
work.
and it will work for another good enough time.
Yes.
ये चीज में अभी भी still there is, we are in a very neonatal stage,
Hmm.
कि जहाँ पे we have we see, it's not that I don't have full faith in people who are pursuing this direction.
Hmm.
I think they are very brave, and then they have a lot of vision.
Hmm.
I would really like to talk about two people out here. Actually two, no, three people who, and because all of them are Indians, and all of them are having a two-wheeler mass production company. So A is Ultraviolet, B is Ola, and the third one is Aether.
Hmm.
So all three of them are Indians. All three of them are were working somewhere, and then they realized that they need to cater their services for our country, and they managed to build a good enough brand for
Yes,
EVs.
for EVs.
So
Brands that actually sells.
yes,
Let's not
exactly.
forget, because even if if you can open Bike Dekho in your phone whenever,
Yeah,
you will just open Bike Dekho, and what you'll found is that there are hundreds, not hundreds, but tens of companies, okay, which are present in India and selling their motorcycles or two wheelers. Now slide it, okay, like swipe it up, थोड़ा सा ही नीचे जाओगे, 10-15 ब्रांड, दैट इज इनफ. इसमें सब आ गया. लेट्स से जो भी मास प्रोडक्शन वाला है, अर्बन मोबिलिटी, हीरो होंडा से लेके, या फिर सॉरी, हीरो होंडा इज नाउ नॉट टुगेदर, हीरो से लेके होंडा, बजाज, टीवीएस, going up above, like Triumph, Ducati, everything, right? BMW, सब आ गए. वो 10-15 ब्रांड के बाद ना, it starts a whole range. इतनी सारी ब्रांड्स आएंगी जिसके बारे में आपने सुना भी नहीं.
सही है.
and that
Correct.
all are EVs.
Correct.
So this are the brands. वो शायद इंटरनेशनल होगी, शायद डोमेस्टिक होगी, बट
Correct.
कहने का मतलब दे आर, उनका नाम यहाँ पे पढ़ के हमें लगता है कि यार ये क्या नया हमने देख लिया, ये कौन सी ब्रांड है.
सही है.
जबकि ये 3 ब्रांड वो ब्रांड है कि जिसको एक पब्लिक रिकॉग्निशन भी मिला है एंड उनका सेल्स फिगर है.
सो अगेन इट इज, ये ऐसी बात है ना कि एवरीबडी वांटेड टू ट्राई अ हैंड एट दिस थिंग, बट ये जितना इसने सक्सेस
अचीव
किया है इन द कम्यूटर क्लास, शायद ही वो एक परफॉर्मेंस मोटरसाइकिल के साथ compete करने में थोड़ी वक्त और लग सकता है. एंड इट्स नॉट वेरी फार अवे. आई थिंक the ultraviolet that they came up with, the range, the speed, the design, ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत ही माइन्यूटली सोच के और एक ऐसे एज ग्रुप को वो अट्रैक्ट करने का कोशिश किया है, यू नो, वेयर के दे नो दे व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्राउड दे वांट टू अट्रैक्ट. उनको पता है और वो हर जगह से वो अट्रैक्ट हो रहा है. Like right from young to even a mature rider, they are getting attracted to it. But I would like to see more experimentation. I would like my opinion on entire is like, if anybody wants to build something or anybody wants to go try their hands at EV, don't try there. I mean, I want to see a, you know, like if you talk about some supercars or some cars की बात करें तो there is mild hybrid, and then there's mild hybrid actually a joke, but there is this hybrid where there is an electric motor mated to a IC engine. तो कुछ हद तक वो इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर पे चलता है and then it is going on the IC engine. तो वैसा मैं कुछ बाइक में देखना चाहता हूँ where you know like an inline 4 cylinder with a electric motor, or a, you know, a twin cylinder with a electric motor. So a best of both worlds. So I think yes, a pure and pure EV superbike or a pure and pure EV cruiser, or in that matter कोई भी आप देख लो, is a distant future. I think वक्त है इसको अभी भी there is you know एक infant stage पे है जहाँ पे उसको बहुत कुछ attention देना चाहिए या बहुत कुछ देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या है क्या नहीं, resources, range, availability, after sales. So maybe 10 years down the line we shall have all the answers.
We can expect
the answers. I think we need to give them another a couple of years to figure this out. I think it is, for now I still don't see a point in EVs. Yeah,
that's good. But you know, as from my perspective, okay, because I'm into research and development, working on the IC engine and its technologies, again, let's not go deep down into it, because these are, you know, to be secret, to be kept as a secret type of things, okay, especially the R&D part. But again, मैंने जो study किया, okay, back from 2017, okay, so मैंने past से लेके present से लेके future से लेके every inch of detail I have been studying of EV, hybrid, other fuel sources, IC engine with petrol, diesel, everything. What I found is that EV was found even before IC engine.
yeah,
Okay, it came into production after IC engine. Eventually, it didn't run because battery issues and other few issues.
lot of other issues.
Okay, after that, IC engine dominated for more than a 1.5 century.
Correct.
Yet dominating. But when I say yet dominating, तो एक, let's say कि 5-6 साल पहले का वक्त was a warm atmosphere. Now it is a warm atmosphere where entire world has started discussing about the global warming. Now global warming में भी सीन कैसा हुआ कि see there are two type of harming the environment. One is like straightforward and other is like indirect. आपको दिखेगा नहीं बट वो हार्म होगा. ओके, तो आईसी इंजन का दिखता है. इट्स लाइक दो चोर हैं. एक चोर आपको पता नहीं है आपके फोन के एप्लीकेशन में से लेट्स से कि कहीं से भी साइबर के थ्रू आपके फोन में से वो बैंकिंग में से ही विल स्टील.
और एक सामने से कर रहा है.
एक आपके सामने में से जेब में से पर्स लेके जा रहा है. सो पर्स लेके जा रहा है, उसमें आपका लॉस लेट्स से कम होगा क्योंकि उसके अंदर एक फिक्स अमाउंट ऑफ मनी है व्हाटएवर. ओके, बट व्हेन यू डू दिस विथ योर बैंक अकाउंट, ओके, तो देयर आर हाई चांसेस कि आपके पास जो भी है वो फिर वो चोर पे है कि वो कितना लेके
जाएगा. सही है.
एग्जैक्टली राइट. तो इसमें भी यही सीन है कि आईसी इंजन का पॉल्यूशन सबको दिखा, ईवी का नहीं दिखा.
नहीं सही है,
क्योंकि उसके पास एग्जॉस्ट पाइप नहीं है.
लिथियम माइनिंग
एग्जैक्टली
से लेके
मैं वहीं
a lot of things
मैं वहीं पे आ रहा हूँ. राइट. सो द थिंग इज कि वो दिखा, ये नहीं दिखा. तो ऐसे में फ्यू ब्रांड्स स्टार्टेड एंड इवन एग्जिस्टिंग ब्रांड लाइक न्यू ब्रांड्स ने भी स्टार्ट किया, एग्जिस्टिंग ब्रांड ने भी स्टार्ट किया कि ईवी बनाते हैं क्योंकि इसमें तो पॉल्यूशन होगा ही नहीं, दिखता ही नहीं है. इसके लिए लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. फिर ये चीज गया हाइप के तरफ कि देखो ईवी में तो पॉल्यूशन ही नहीं होता. एंड द कॉमन पर्सन और लेमैन या फिर जो ऑटोमोटिव फील्ड में नहीं है, हम उन्हें एज ए लेमैन कहेंगे, हु आर मे बी वेल एजुकेटेड, बट अब हर किसी को हर इंडस्ट्री के बारे में उतना डीपली पता नहीं होता. राइट. तो ऐसे में हुआ क्या कि पीपल ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया कि ये पॉल्यूशन नहीं करता. नाउ मीनवाइल दिस स्टार्टेड ग्रोइंग. गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टेड पुशिंग इट कि काम करते हैं, सब्सिडीज देते हैं, लोग लेंगे. वो भी किया, वो भी चला थोड़ा, बट इट्स लाइक बहुत सारे, लाइक आई हैव एंटायर प्रेजेंटेशन. आप कहो तो मैं इस पे एक अलग पॉडकास्ट अपन कभी कर सकते हैं कि ईवी और आईसी इंजन के बीच में रियलिटी क्या है और बेहतर क्या है. बट नॉट अ लॉन्ग इन अ शॉर्ट इफ आई विल से, तो मैं 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा आपको ये एक्सप्लेन कर सकता हूँ दैट व्हाई आईसी इंजन्स आर येट बेटर एंड इको फ्रेंडली देन ईवीज.
आई कंप्लीटली एग्री टू इट.
एवरीथिंग, लिथियम माइनिंग से लेके जो गैस उसमें से निकलते हैं, आप एक स्पेसिफिक व्हीकल को मैन्युफैक्चर करते हो, उसमें आपके कार्बन एमिशन कितना होता है, ईवी को और आईसी को करते हो तो उन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस, जहाँ पे अगेन ईवी का ज्यादा है. फिर उसको चार्ज करने के लिए आपको सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी चाहिए. बैटरी को आपने कहीं फेंक दिया है, फिर अगर आप उसको डिस्पोज कर रहे हो तो उसमें से टॉक्सिक गैसेस एंड ऑल ऑफ द अदर थिंग्स नहीं करोगे तो भी, मतलब उसको रिसाइकल करोगे तो भी वो सिनेरियोज होंगे. मतलब टन्स ऑफ थिंग्स. So EV is not safe for our environment. True. That is cut and clear.
True. Very true.
EV is again, let's say not replaceable to IC engine. Not even today. Not even upcoming in the century.
Correct.
ठीक है. अब जब बात करते हैं परफॉर्मेंस की, तो परफॉर्मेंस कैसा है कि हाँ, EV में you get brutal acceleration and that is a point I won't deny.
Correct.
If you want a high performance motorcycle which has a next level of acceleration, ठीक है, तो ऐसे में आप EV में डिजाइन करो, you will get whatever you are willing to. But apart from that acceleration, जो लोग परचेस करते हैं एक फील के लिए, फैसिनेशन के लिए, साउंड के लिए, तो यहाँ पे तो EV आ ही नहीं सकता. अपन ने देखा कि रिवॉल्ट इज एन अदर इंडियन ब्रांड, उसने ट्राई किया एंड इट इज अ जोक. लेट्स से, क्योंकि आज के टाइम में आप देखोगे उस कहीं आप रिवॉल्ट की बाइक,
इट केम विद अ स्पीकर.
यस. इट्स लाइक, भाई मैं सूरत गया था फॉर वन ऑफ द सेल्स इवेंट. यार BMW यहाँ पे खड़ा है, कावासाकी यहाँ पे खड़ा है, रिवॉल्ट यहाँ पे खड़ा है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट.
फिर से कर.
Yeah, so as I went for a sales event, सूरत में मैं गया था, तो वहाँ पे मल्टीपल स्टॉल्स थे. ट्रायम्फ का भी था,
यस।
तो ट्रायम्फ का स्टॉल है, बीएम का है, कावासाकी का है, यहाँ पे रिवोल्ट का है. It's like everyone has, big bikes and stuff. Okay. And now Revolt is coming. रिवॉल्ट, मैंने तो कुछ रिवॉल्ट की बाइक्स वो भी देखे कि उसकी चेसी आप देखोगे पीछे से लाइट आपको ऐसी टेढ़ी दिखेगी. दैट्स बिकॉज चेसी बैंड हो गया. बट एनीवेज दैट्स अ डिफरेंट टॉपिक. बट इट्स लाइक कि आप स्पीकर दे रहे हो, ये बटन दबाओगे सिंगल सिलेंडर का साउंड आएगा, ये बटन दबाओगे पैरेलल ट्विन का आएगा, ये दबाओ इनलाइन 3, ये दबाओ इनलाइन 4. नाउ दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली जोक. वो अपन छोटे बच्चे की तरह जब वो पता है धूम मचा ले फोन आता था और वो सब म्यूजिक बजे,
सही है,
वैसी चीज है. दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली स्टूपिडनेस. यू कांट पुट एनी आर्टिफिशियल थिंग इंस्टेड ऑफ मैकेनिकल और विच इज रनिंग ऑन दैट टाइप ऑफ अ थिंग कि वो आपको उसके रिप्लेसमेंट में ही आपको करके वो नहीं करके देगा. ठीक है. कमिंग टू हाइब्रिड, यस इट इज फॉर श्योर हैविंग ह्यूज पोटेंशियल, बट ओनली फॉर दो सिनेरियो जहां पे आपका कम्यूट ऑन एन एवरेज लोगों के किलोमीटर क्लॉकिंग से ज्यादा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वी वर हैविंग दिस कन्वर्सेशन दैट योर कार हैज क्लॉक्ड 38,000 or 40,000 kilometers in 3 years of time. So let's say कि अगर जनरली 30,000 3 years के हिसाब से एक जनरल लोगों का रनिंग है, तो इफ यू आर यूजिंग 38,000 40,000 50,000 60,000 which is मोर देन एवरेज, तो यहाँ पे हाइब्रिड काम करता है. माइल्ड होगा, कम करेगा, स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा, ज्यादा करेगा. सही, राइट. और यहाँ पे बैटरी लाइफ को लेके भी उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है,
रीजनरेटिव रहता है तो उसको चार्जिंग का भी रिक्वायरमेंट
एग्जैक्टली, मतलब
लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स.
एग्जैक्टली, बट इट इज लाइक स्टेबलाइज्ड विद द सिस्टम. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि एकदम से झटका दिया, टेक केयर ऑफ इट. एग्जैक्टली, वो अपने आप लाइक मतलब इन शॉर्ट वो रिलायबल है. ओके, एंड इट इज इको फ्रेंडली अगर आपका रनिंग ज्यादा है तो. ओके, बट कमिंग टू अ पॉइंट जो लोगों को नहीं पता, जो लोग सोचते हैं कि ईवी इज द फ्यूचर, सो देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स कमिंग अप. हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल इज कमिंग फॉर, लाइक आप हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल डालो और आप उसको ईवी में भी चला सकते हो,
एंड यू कैन यूज इट एज अ हाइब्रिड,
एज अ आईसी इंजन एज वेल. ठीक है. So that is having the topmost potential. Petrol is again having the topmost potential. The need is variable valve timing and variable valve lift. ठीक है, जो आता है आज के भी engines में, but it is not again 100% independent. आपको उतना flexibility नहीं देता जितना एक IC engine को breathing के लिए चाहिए.
सही है.
Okay, so एक ये point है. This is again something which we are working on. So एक ये point है. और हाइड्रोजन हैज ह्यूज पोटेंशियल. ठीक है. और अगर आप पेट्रोल को भी उस हिसाब से यूज करना सीख जाओ तो आपको एमिशंस, एफिशिएंसी, पावर, टॉर्क सब में ड्रास्टिक डिफरेंस देखने को मिलेगा. जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, इट विल कॉज डिफरेंस सच एज कि एक नॉर्मल आईसी इंजन एंड आईसी इंजन विद अ सुपरचार्जर और टर्बो चार्जर, उसमें परफॉर्मेंस में और एफिशिएंसी में जो गेन्स मिलते हैं वैसे आपको उसमें मिल सकते हैं. ठीक है. ओके, अब जब इसकी बात हो गई तो और एक फ्यूल बाकी है जो बहुत कम लोगों को पता है, विच इज पोर्शाज ई फ्यूल. बट डोंट टेक मी रॉन्ग विद द वर्ड ई फ्यूल का मतलब मे बी इलेक्ट्रिक और समथिंग, बट ई फ्यूल इज अ फ्यूल विच इज पोर्शा हैज डेवलप्ड फुल्ली सिंथेटिक फ्यूल. इट्स लाइक कार्बन न्यूट्रल फ्यूल. राइट. वो एटमोस्फियर में से कार्बन खींचता है, फैक्ट्री में बनता है, एंड इट इज हाउ सिंपली रिप्लेसेबल टू पेट्रोल. आप अपनी टंकी में से पेट्रोल को ड्रेन कर लो जी, उसमें ई फ्यूल डालो, सेल मारो, चलो. सो दिस आर द फ्यूचर. ईवी हैज बीन लाइक उसका फर्स्ट इन्वेंशन आफ्टर देन more than 150 years, almost. Okay, yet not in the anywhere near dominating phase. I would say 10 to 15% मार्केट,
वो भी बहुत ज्यादा हो गया.
हाँ, वो भी उसने उतना गेन नहीं किया है. ठीक है. एंड देयर आर अगेन आज के टाइम में आप पेट्रोल पंप पे रुक के यार 2 मिनट अपना फ्यूल डलवाने के लिए आप राह नहीं देख पाते. नहीं करेक्ट. ठीक है. उतना अपन इंतजार नहीं कर सकते, उतना पेशेंस नहीं है अपन में, स्पेशली बीइंग इंडियन. हाउ कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट कि फिर वो अगर कहीं क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन में हो
आ गया और तुमको क्या करना है,
6-7 घंटे चार्ज
क्या करोगे.
हाँ, उस टाइम पे फिर लाइक इंडियन विल बी के ठीक है चल अभी चार्ज
चल
कर देता है पर फिर डायरेक्ट डीलर के पास जाके बेच
आए
देगा.
ना बेच देंगे, सही है.
So that's the thing. Yes. So that's the future of upcoming vehicles and even of the EV.
Correct.
But anyways, thank you Viraj bhai. Thank you for this
Thank you so much.
wonderful podcast.
It was interesting. It was
Yes.
interesting. We covered a lot of things. I think it was fun.
Yes, it's like our very first podcast and it went so well. And I'm sorry कि मैंने आपको इतनी रात को देर से बुलाया and
That's
it's like
completely okay.
3.5 and we are yet
Yeah,
shooting.
we are shooting. Yes.
But anyways, this was interesting and we will look forward to do another podcast with you very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you very much.